Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of Super Rugby Pacific Round 11. And this game, it is a late night fixture between the Western Force and the Blues. This game should be very exciting. The Blues continuing that impressive win streak that puts them at the top of the table, whereas the Western Force, they are a side that are looking to get themselves a win very soon, although they did not play last week. That was due to that postponement of their game up against Moana Pacifica, and also will Blues wear blue. I believe they will be wearing their white away kit for this game, if I'm not wrong, in terms of what one they will have. I believe, one moment, I'll see. Okay, I think they are in their away kit for this matchup by the looks of it. But looking through, saying that though, there's still plenty of blue on that away kit. So the Western Force will be interested to see what colour we see them wearing for this match. But the Blues sitting in first on 36, the Brumbies in second on 35. And now the Chiefs, they will move themselves up into the fourth place position. That is due to their victory over the Reds that they were able to just get. I thought for half a second that the Western Force side, they had all dyed their hair blue, but then I realized it was just an LED light that did make it look that way. But looking through at the starting lineup for both of these sides, first of all, we'll look at the Western Force, and they are going to be as follows: Robinson, Kaitu'u, and Santiago Medrano there as the front row. Macaulay and Isaac Rodder there as the two locks for this game, and then Fergus Lee Warner, Kane Kateka, and Ollie Callan slotting in at number 8. Then it is going to be Fines Leliwasa there for the number 9 option here. Rejan Pasatoa, Bailey Quenzel, Kyle Godwin, then also Manasa Mataeli out on one wing, Tony Pulu out on the other, and then Jake Strawn going to be slotting in at number 15 for this matchup. Hey, howdy, hey, I hope you're all well. And there says it was Katie Dixon. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're excited for this game between the Blues and the Western Force. And also we have got there, can you give me a shout out? It's my birthday, thanks. And there's also a shout out to you, Todd. Hope you are going to be having a fantastic birthday. Wait, so I guess it's your birthday on the 29th or your birthday on the 30th, as we are about to go over. Not to try and also come on the Blues. Says it was a rugby action here at the moment. The Blues, they are on a very good win streak. The only game that they have actually lost was their first initial matchup that was taking place up against the Hurricanes. Other than that, they've been perfect. And the side that they've gone with here, Hodgman, Eklund, and Ofa Tuangafasi, then Luke Romano and Sam Derry. And there as well, then Akira Ioane, he is returning. Dalton Pavali and Anton Segner, they are the loose forward trio. Then Finley Christie and Bowden Barrett as the 9-10. Roger Toasa Sheck and Bryce Heem as the midfield. Then Clark, Lamb, and Sullivan as the back three for the Blues. Looking through at the benches, some very strong players for both of these sides. I think a big one for me is going to be having Mark D'Elia come off the bench in the later stages for the Blues. Then also for the Western Force, having big Jeremy Thrush, the experience of Richard Kahui and Ian Pryor will be playing dividends for them in this matchup as well. But do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gentlemen. Who you think will be able to get themselves the win. At the moment, we have got a Anzac little presentation going on at the moment. They've got those sparklers in the background, which I hope don't create too much smoke, because we were actually talking about that for one of the other games, how they actually had to wait for the smoke to clear before being able to play the game. But currently this game up against these two sides. The Western Force, they are looking for a victory. The Blues, they have had plenty of them, so they will be just looking to continue their winning momentum. Hey, howdy, hey, man. And they're from David the Mott as well there. But currently I'm looking through at their Blues starting lineup. I think Barrett's going to have a big game. I think Dalton Papali'i, he is going to be able to have a big game for himself as well. Then for the Western Force, you'd have to say someone like a Santiago Medrano might be able to do very nicely in the breakdown. He's going to play with passion, and he also is going to be able to really cause some issues. I think they are doing a minute's silence by the sounds of it. And also there, Ryan now has said, I as well, hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you are excited for this game. And also, hey, brother, hope you're doing well. And they're from Katie Dixon to David. But now this game just about to get underway. A lot of players all have mustaches at the moment for the Blues. I think that's the new thing, to cut it in the shape of the mustache. That man in the soldier's uniform does also have a mustache by the looks of it there. But currently, I do not have the best mustache around. I actually had a bit of a shave earlier on in the week just to try and tidy myself up, make myself look a little bit less homeless. And I think it's slightly doing the job. But, you know, it's just one of those ones. Sometimes the mustache, I shortened it slightly, at least we forget. And there it says David the Modern. Also, we have got there, I'm taking these pyro machines to rugby court. And there it says it was Katie Dixon. And also we have got that hi cutie from Penny Wagon to Katie. And that one. But now The New Zealand national anthem is about to be played. So I believe this game is going to be kicking off at 12:05 rather than 12, like it was initially going to be scheduled. Yep, that's the New Zealand national anthem. I was just waiting to see what one they were going to be doing first, but New Zealand, they are going to be the Blues for this matchup. Australia, they are going to be the Western Force, and Trans-Tasman Rugby is once again going to be continuing for us at this stage. Okay, her mouth does not match up with the singing. And I don't know whether or not that is coincidental. And also, I don't even know how to respond to that, says Katie Dixon. It's a tricky one. I wonder if they are doing the Anzac stuff because Force, I didn't play last week. That could be a very good point due to the fact that they did end up missing out. And also, surely you go to Ireland versus All Blacks and vlog it. And there it says Xavier Brown. It'll probably depend on where it is in the country. I'll probably end up sending Isaac to it if it's in Christchurch, just because he already lives up there. So it would make relatively a lot of sense, I guess you could say. And also, hey, buddy, last week we were talking about Kiwi lads, and it's infancy when it was like you, Johnny, and not many others. And there, or it's infancy, sorry, not infancy. And also miming in there says David the Mod, and also greetings in Japan now. Okay. Hopefully it is nice weather over there in Japan for yourself, mate. But Akira Ioane is back in the side. And it is going to be exciting to see exactly how it goes. Hey, brother. And there it says Katie Dixon. Do let me know who you guys think will be able to win this match. Also, I believe I said that the Blues will win it by 18. I think I went with. So we will see whether or not that is going to be correct. But that was over on the Kiwi Lad Sport. For anyone who isn't already subscribed to that channel, be sure to check it out. We do our previews for all of the matches of Super Rugby Pacific. And that is going to be the New Zealand national anthem done. Now we have got the Australian national anthem and also got the Blues. Says Tesla there as well. So he is hoping for a big win for the away side in this matchup. It's a late game for the Blues. Probably actually, to be honest, the latest game they have played of Super Rugby Pacific or Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, I believe it might have been. And also, I'm sorry, I missed that conversation. I just love you guys all so damn much. And there's Katie, and the feeling is certainly mutual. And how's things in good old New Zealand? Pretty quiet, always quiet around here. We don't really have too much that takes place. Definitely not in our small town. We pretty much just, like, you might see someone when you go to the grocery shop, which is a bit of an exciting experience. So we have got there wishing you many happy returns on the day. And yeah, it says it was EMA's joy, but currently more fireworks in the background. Okay, so they're going with the fireworks approach at HBF Park. You wouldn't want to be downwind from that, or else you're just going to get choked out for the early stages. I mean, they do look quite cool, though, the fireworks. It's just going to cause a lot of hard, like, breathing for the players because they went all out for it. There's more fireworks. That's too many fireworks. That is going to be probably another 4 or 5 minutes before that all clears. And also, does little brother Brandon still keep, or think we are a secret couple in there? He does have that suspicion at this stage, Katie. I have told him that that's just rumours at this stage, but I don't know whether or not he believes me. Now, New Zealand on a whole, Hamish, and there says David the Mod. It is quite exciting when you go down to the shop and see someone you haven't seen for like a week. You're like, whoa, hello. And then that's it, really. Oh, so you should plan a New Zealand road trip soon. Funny you mentioned that, Danny. We actually talked about it on the last live stream about a video that we've got planned for the future. And also we've got that Roger Vasashik will score his first try. And there says Senza. Would be cool to see as he has been waiting patiently for his opportunity. Now that he gets to start, all the soldiers are surrounding the referee. And I think he was panicking for a second there. I didn't know that, buddy. Katie Dixon. And there says David the Mod. Yeah, it was the secret rumor that was going around for the Kiwi lads. All wrong, of course. That didn't seem very, like, kind of convincing, did it? And I was like, what is the video you have planned, says Danny Lewis. It is a secret, but it does involve rugby and it does involve traveling. So that is all the information I'll say just for now, because it will take a lot of funding and a lot of time to get it all filmed. So I think for now, I won't get your hopes up too much so that we can not let you down. Okay, Ioane back in. And now we're going to have everyone thinking about it as well, says Katie Dixon. That is very true. That is, yeah. How do we, I mean, there's no, like, how do we prove it though? Like, in terms of proof that it's not, I guess we can just say it and then they might believe us, they may not. Don't tell George though, because he will jump on that and go with it for ages. Irish rejects me on Livestream Tutor. Next time, folks. Says Katie Nixon. No, I didn't say that. Who knows? Well, now that just makes it look even worse, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. Now it seems like there's something blossoming. And now the lineup for Liti Kaitu as the captain for the Western Force now. And at this matchup, it should be a very exciting one to see exactly how it goes. They're just waiting for the smoke to clear, literally, because the fireworks just went bang, and there were heaps of them. They put way too many out there on the field. And if you were going to do fireworks, do them from the roof is my recommendation so that the smoke is higher up. But now it will be Rejan Pasatoa about to kick this one off for the Western Force, going from left to right. And at this matchup, I'm looking through at the bench that they've got. They've got Bo Abra. It will be a big one. Just come in and talk of romance when rugby is about to start. And also we have got there, you can't Irish, you've just got to phase it out now. And there, or you just got to let it phase out, says David the Mod. But Angus Gardner now, he is going to be in charge of this one. Bowden Barrett runs onto the field with a flamethrower. Imagine the scenes if you give a rugby player a flamethrower. I feel like that is just disaster waiting to happen. But now kicking off here. We're ready to go only 6 minutes after the initial scheduled kickoff time. And the Soldier's going to shoot the rev a bit overdue. It says David the Mob, but it's taken nicely by Zan Sullivan after Roger Thawasashik. That was a classic rugby league set play for the start. He did end up getting the ball, crashing it up, getting his first touch. And also we have got the Irish playing club rugby game outside Waimati in there. Nope, that is not the one that we have got. Although that would be an interesting video to see, wouldn't it? Now David the Mod. Oh, sorry, not David the Mod, Bowden Barrett. I don't know how I got those two mixed up. A little bit of a different name for that one, but Jake Strawny has got that one now for the Western Force, trying to step through, but he's going to be wrestled down in a good tackle from Kurt Eglin on the halfway line. Go Blue, says Ayers Karoy. Now it is going to be Fines Eliawasa going short side off to Bailey Quinzel. He wrestled down it very nicely. The Blues, we know that their defence is strong, but the Western Force, their attack, they still find a way of scoring tries, even in the games that they are struggling. They had an incredibly close game up against, I believe it was the Brumbies, wasn't it? That they were riding out to the final whistle. That's going to be a penalty to the Western Force, speaking of whistles, and that will be for a little bit offside for the Blues. And also we have got the what position would you play, Hamish? I would say probably halfback, I think would be my best bet, or out on the wing so that I never get the ball. Best idea. Out of those two, I would say I'll just go back to my classic days of being a winger and not touching the ball. And also even the Force do win. They will stay in 8th, says Novman there. So it's pretty much a must win if they do want a chance of being in that top 8. And also we've got the Blues are going to crush these lads, says there's, I don't know, the Western Force, they're a fighty side, gritty, grindy side in there. But they need to make sure they start well because they haven't played last week. The Blues did play last week, although the Fiji and Drua were able to push them at times throughout that matchup. Nicely taken to the front by Fergus Lee Warner. Now off to Kane Kateka. Pasatoa, backline movement. Jake Strawn off to Manasa Mateli on the 22 currently and wrestled down by AJ Lamb. I've said wrestling quite a bit throughout this one. Now finds Lele Owasa. Short ball from Isaac Rodder. Very short, very flat. That was out of to describe it. Can you pass both ways? Sure. Although depending on what level I'm playing, I probably don't even need to really be able to pass. But I'm not too bad with the left-hander pass. It's going to be another penalty to the Western Force. They could take the early 3 here if they do want. If the Blues win, I got to run down the street naked. So I have Force wins, to be honest. And there's Tesla, and it looks like they will get a nice, easy 3 points. Yeah, they are. I got who do you make a bet with? I think it was slightly himself and the bottle that he's holding with his beverage. It's a good shot from Kurt Eklund on the ribcage. Okay, Dalton Foley just going to have a bit of a chat with the boys. Every time I see that man, it looks like he's bulked up again, but he is already huge. I'm proud to say I played first 15 rugby at school. Great camaraderie. Our problem is we were absolutely hopeless. I mean, it's better than our school. We couldn't even get a first 15 together because you needed 15 players, and we just didn't have it. Lining up this gig, Bailey Quinzel wants to give the Blues a 3-point deficit in the early stages of this game, and that one is going straight over. And also we have got there those beverages, man, they could be stank, nasty, rude, and they're or nasty it would be, isn't it? Rather than nasty. I'm saying it too posh. Nasty. those nasty beverages. I play Seas Rugby, and Amish's right, says Tesla. Well, that one, but now the score is going to be 3-0 in favour of the home side, the Western Force. And I heard in Dunedin they play rugby naked, do they? Why? It's bloody cold in Dunedin. I feel like that's not a good idea. And who's they? Like, where is that happening, Danny? And also last year, I'll put it out there, and I'm a man of my words, says Desmond, and also good job, Western Force. Says MH Joy there as well, but currently the Western Force got this ball now on their 22. Finds a Laliawasa off to Rodder. In fact, it's actually going to be Tom Robinson, I think, on his side there. He's going to be a big man at scrum time. Almost charged now by Sam Derry. It was partially charged. Double blow of the whistle. Someone's going to the bin here for the Blues. And imagine playing rugby while drunk, says Tesla. Or rugby and drunk goggles. You probably wouldn't be allowed to, though, just because it was about one game. I bet you guys were awesome. And there says Tesla. Okay, so Sam Derry was offside. I think it's a university thing. And there it says Danny Lewis. Is it like mixed gender or is it just all men? And I was like, I can imagine playing drunk rugby. And there says Katie Dixon. But Sam Derry, 4 minutes into this game, is already going to the bin. It's not good. That is not ideal at all for the Blues in the early stages. Kicking for the Dutch line, not going to find it there. And, you're in it when you make a deal with the Gaunt character at the Crossroad in Georgia at midnight. And now I don't want any part of that, Danny Lewis. And there it says Tesla. And now it's become a maul there. And the Western Force get themselves a scrum feed. Nicely done. Early on from the Force, they seem like they've come out here firing. And they do get themselves the turnover. Brilliantly done. That was Isaac Rodder. Was able to get that turnover for his side. I'm just trying to think of the three players that I said would be keys for the Western Force. I think I went Santiago Medrano, Kane Koteka, and then also Manasa Mataeli. And who's in, but it was Sam Derry. And there's a whole entire song about it. It's at the Ram Ranch Fund. I wonder if there will be an upset. Says no one there, and you play, or you cannot pay me enough to play naked, man. And there says, because that's the thing, naked, does that mean no boots either? Like, so that would hurt. Although I guess if everyone's barefoot, it would be fine, other than the frostbite. And if we had played like we partied, it would be unstoppable. Here's David the Mod. Now, waiting for it at the back. Of course, you would be interested in if it was both men and women. And there it says, Danny, I just think it's just a question, really, because it seems like something that like a group of boys would have come up with while they were probably under the influence of some alcohol and been like, oi, should we just do this? And then everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. And All Blacks play in Scotland in the autumn too. Awesome. So we'll get to see them in action multiple times, which is pretty awesome to see. So is that so that's November or July? Liam, do let me know. And also we have got there, have you heard of the song A Piece of Car by Adam Sandler? It's very funny. Says, no, Mum, I have not heard it, but I might have to give it a look. And also, it's not over till the fat lady sings, says Tesla. Now the backline movement, Kyle Goldwyn unable to go around. Now he's trying to step around a big tackle of, I believe that was, who's that at number 3? Is that Ofa Toanga Fussy? If it was, he has got headgear on for this match, which is something we don't normally see. Straight through, Fergus Lee Warner trying to step. Brilliantly done so far from the Western Force. Wide cutout pass, one more into the hands of, he's close to the touchline. Well done from the defensive side of things for the Blues. Isaac Rodder drops his head. 5 out November. Do you think Ben Stokes will be a good test captain? I'm interested to see how he does end up going. Because at the end of the day, like, it's just a fresh face. Even though he's been on the side for so long, fresh captain's face. And the record, to be honest, it can't go much worse than it has. Everyone said, mate, what do you think of the URC? The logs are a bit tense right now. Yeah, it's very close at the moment. South African sides winning in South Africa, South African sides losing in the Northern Hemisphere majority of the time. So it just seems to be whoever's at home has a huge advantage for that competition. Isaac finds Laliawasa going around the side, currently only 5 meters out, still for the Western Force. 17 phases in. Feleti Kaitu, the captain, getting wrestled down. It's another advantage. This could be another yellow card for the Blues if they're not careful. Isaac Rodder getting tackled hard by, I believe it was big Caleb Clark. Now finds Laliawasa, trying to use the backline. They have got numbers. Jake Strawn, some silky skills. Big hit from Finley Christie. Stops him from going over. Big lobby pass, Manasa Mateli. Goes in, scores the try, and the Western Force will take an 8-0 lead If Western Force win, I'll run down my street in my undies. And there, so I think either way you're going for a run, aren't you? It's just whether or not you have got some sort of minimal protection in there, or whether you've got no protection. But Western Force has scored the first try of this match. A brilliant start to the match. They've just come out like a house on fire. And we will go like that. And it is Manasa Mataele who was able to score. Ex-Crusader. Wasn't getting used enough for the Crusaders. So he said, you know what? I'm willing to venture to Perth and see what I can do. He's got one of the most running meters in the whole competition, and he continues that form. And Blues haven't travelled well. Says Dan there, and also we've got there. I was born and raised there. It's a great place to grow up for sure. You just have to fortify yourself against all the ignorance. But I loved it. And there says Katie, and also George North is making his return from injury to motor. He's on the bench for Ospreys. Nice. See, that's the thing. So many players are injured at the moment in the world, aren't they? Like, I know that's such a broad statement, but looking through all of the leagues, all sides have at least 5 injuries on the cards. And if I had a rugby team, I'd name them the Screaming Femurs. And there as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, we've got, I love movies set in the America South. I really want to go there. And also for the Blues. And also, you think there will be more than 46 points in this game, mate? So, yeah, I want to answer, but I know that it's for a bet. And if I get it wrong, I feel like you won't like me very much. So I need to be careful with what I say here. I think there'll be more than 20 points. The other 26, though, I'm not too sure. Go the Blues. And there I put $1,000 on the... Why would you do that, eh? They wouldn't have been paying much, I wouldn't have thought. And also we've got to keep up the pressure. Go Western Force. And there says MH Shoiber. Currently, the Western Force, I would love to see the odds. They're sitting 8-0 up against the Blues early on in this game. To win this game, initially, they were paying $7.50. Now, for the Western Force to be able to win this game, they are sitting at $3.30, and the Blues sitting at $1.27 a year. Katie Dixon, I believe you. And I've heard, and also, Petty, you're hitting the sauce tonight, brother. And yes, Katie Dixon now going to be loose. The Blues have got this one back. Attack and run from Zahn Sullivan across to Bowden Barrett. Now Roger Toasa Sheck, nice step. But he has been isolated by his opposite number, Bailey Coenzel. Now for Christie, looking to the short side, Caleb Clark. Back from his suspension. He didn't end up kneeing a man in the head, which apparently you're not allowed to do, which is probably fair enough. Now Christie off to Luke Romano. So sitting only a few meters out from the line. What position in the table of the Force does anyone know? They are 8th, and if they win this game, they stay 8th. At the moment, the Blues, they are sitting in 1st, so they are actually top of the table. This current point in time, the ball has gone backwards. The referee just getting out of the way of that one. Caleb Clark now trying to bump off the tackle of Ollie Callan. Good face play from both of these sides so far throughout the early stages. Now 11 minutes into this game, off Atuanga Fasi took that carry. Now it's Luke Romano, the experienced veteran here. It's definitely for a bit, mate. I'd be over 45.5 points in this game, mate. And then now Finley Christie, short ball into the hands of Bryce Heem. And it seems like they're willing. Oh, that's not a good pass from Finley Christie. That was shocking. And now it is going to be going back. And I says, Jacob, welcome back, mate. I hope you are doing well. Blues look a little bit rattled. They need to hold the ball for a while. Says Dan, they certainly do. And also the source, says Betty there. But currently the Blues, they are going to be taking on the 3 points in this matchup. But the big thing here is they're going to be under a lot of pressure throughout this matchup to be able to perform, the Blues, because they sit on top of the table, Hamish, about how much it was the Force paying for scoring the first trial points. And that's where the money making is, says, was David the Mod. So I believe for the first try to be scored by a forward is the only one that I know of, and that was $2.75, and that was not the case. But Manasa Martelli to just score was $3. So I assume him scoring first try would have been huge. In fact, probably not too different from what it is now, about $15 for Manasa Martelli to score it. And great start to an exciting match. Certainly is. And also we have got there, that's pretty tough. I hope the Force have the force to force a victory. Oh, a lot of forces. And there's I bet Bowden Barrett wishes he had that flamethrower now, says Katie Dixon. And hey, RDA, brother, how you doing? Australia have won only one game against New Zealand teams. They have, but they did better than they did last year in the first round of Trans-Tasman. So there's still a good chance that we could see a few more upsets, including, Rebels versus Moana Pacifica for me. Like Moana Pacifica, you kind of consider them as a New Zealand side, even though they aren't fully considered New Zealand side. They're based out of New Zealand. They've got a lot of players who play in New Zealand. Big one for the Chiefs, 27-25. It certainly was. It was a close game for a majority of that game. But they managed to get over the line in the end. It's Cacti, Caleb Clark taking it nicely, and Tony Pulu able to make the tackle on him. And Hamish, do you think the Blues can still win? They've still got a very good chance. They're only 5 points behind here and the early stages, probably younger than you. Aiden says there's a bit, I don't know, and I'm cramping. Oh, I'm cramping myself right now. That is why you shouldn't bet on these Super Rugby games. I feel like that is a, I guess, reoccurring message we have informed you of, because Super Rugby is unpredictable. It's always very tough to be able to work out who's going to win them. And 38 Tesla. And there says Gator Dixon. And also the breakdown went crazy again about the yellow cards and the penalties, says Sharp Brain. Now Isaac Rudder goes back across to Isaac finds Leleoasa there. Now Jake Strawn juggling. It's not going to work out too well for Kane Koteka. And it is going to now be back on the side of the Blues 14 minutes into this game. Now Bowden Barrett look for the cross kick initially, then gives it off to Romano with a big fend on Rodder. Ball's come free and it's going back for the penalty. The breakdown went crazy again. And also good night, says Jacob. So we will see you later on, mate. But appreciate you being here for that Chiefs matchup. Glad that the Chiefs were able to get a win for yourself. Jake Strawn, he went for the offload and just couldn't quite find the offload away. Little bit of a yawn there. Just a little one. It's still on the Blues to win despite a tough Super Rugby outcome. And there says MH Joy. So is that for this game or the whole competition? MH Joy, do let me know, because at the moment it seems like the Blues are going to have themselves a home final, which will be awesome for them, as they will be able to use that to their advantage at Eden Park. And Blues playing really flat. And there says Dan Piper, and also I think I'm the oldest people, or one of the oldest people in this chat. I'm 38 years old lady, or I'm a 38-year-old lady. And there says Katie Dixon. Although some of the hip lingo that you use, you would think that you were only 18, Katie. Now, Finley Christie feeding this ball in the pack of the Blues, an extra 50 kgs to push. And Don Stegner passes it back across Zahn Sullivan. Now looking for the 50-22. It's a great strike of the ball there, but it is going to be sitting up nicely for Manasa Mateli. Goes back across the Strawn. We'll be booting it on the right boot. Downfield does just fine touch with that good kick downfield. Katie, you don't look 38, but then again, I can't see much from my phone. And this says, and also don't worry, drinking Jack Daniels and watching the Blues, I spent $100 on it. Aiden. Wait, so you spent more money on the Blues drinking fund. So $100 on Jack Daniels, right? How much were the Blues paying for the 1,000? Because you spent all the money that you would have made for your 1,000 on your alcohol. So you might as well have just bought the alcohol, you know? And I also need to play a bit deeper to give them more time. Says Dan, and yeah, as soon as they can unleash that back line, Caleb Clark, if he gets any space, he's going to be dangerous. Nice set play from the Blues, that line out time, being able to find it to the back. I see what you mean. They are very flat. Roger Tuasashiki always runs hard at the line. Finley Christie off to Luke Romano now. Just trying to rattle the defense. Oh, dropping the man on his head. That might be a little bit of danger. That's not a good pass. It's going to be sitting up nicely now. Good offload from Roger Tuasashiki. Dalton Babali sells the dummy. Still going big Dalton up to the 22-meter line. And we are sophisticated, classy rugby ladies. And then $1.05, says Aiden. So you will make $50 for 1,000, and you spent double that on your alcohol. That's, yeah. Interesting tactics. I'm betting on first to score, and winning margins is where the money is, not betting on an outright winner. Says David the Mod down. When is the Women's World Cup? England look totally unbeatable right now. They are coming for the World Cup. I believe it is later on in the year, isn't it? And now Roger Tuasashiki's got this ball. And once again, Finley Christie firing it back across Luke Romano. Great low tackle on him by Santiago Mirano. That rhymes now. Akira Ioane, one of his first carriers back from his injury. It's great to see him back. And the Blues kid now, Bowden Barrett. Little pop pass after Bryce Heem. Now going short side once again. They've got the advantage. Caleb Clark drops the head. Continues to try and get those couple extra meters here for the Blues. Bowden Barrett, he looked like he was going to go for the cross kick. Sets up Roger Tuasashiki, who has done a beautiful step. He sees the line. Anton Stegner now only 5 meters out for the line. He's going to get almost forced into touch, but somehow finds the offload. Now Finley Christie takes contact. Not the smart move there because he's going to be isolated. And it's going to be now just in the hands of the Blues. 2 meters short. Roger Tuasashiki off to Luke Romano. Who wants it? I'm looking for Dalton here. Where is Dalton? Because Dalton is a good man to have only a couple meters out. I believe that's Sam Derry, who's gone in second week in a row. Sam Derry scores the try. And no problem getting, I'm only 22. You look at my age. And then also, they're not sure if it's too much sauce, brother. There is such a thing as too much sauce on your chips. And also, Caleb Clark is always dangerous with the ball in hand. He certainly is. And we will go like this. And we will go like this. I'm a few years away from the Nifties. Nifties. Ooh, that sounds fancy. It was nicely done in the end, and they are right back in this match now for the Blues. Blues, one moment, we'll go like this. Boom, boom, boom. We go Blues, try scorers. Typing under pressure is tricky, but Sam Derry has been able to handle that situation well. He was off the field for 10 minutes, just refreshed the legs, I guess, and now has made his way back out there and doing very nicely there. And also we have got there, still it's past my bedtime, and this is Dan. And I was like, I love you all so much, so muchly. And now, well, aren't you just the nicest, says Katie Dixon. But now it is going to be Caleb Clark, who they are showing as one of the players who might be key for them throughout this game, just because he is back. He's finally back after 3 weeks. 3 weeks felt like a long time. Although that is probably because we've been doing a lot of live streams. Barrett gets it over. And the score now is going to be 10 points to the Blues and 8 to the Western Force. So they have now got themselves a lead. And I was like, okay, we'll stop. And then I'll head to go to bed, says Tesla. And also we have got the Yes Blues score a try. I mean, to be fair, it is 12:30 here in New Zealand, which is quite late for a Friday night. But we're going to be back tomorrow with 3 more live streams for Super Rugby, followed by some sevens we are going to be covering on the channel. So if you are new, be sure to check that out. Rejan Pasatoa now kicks it high. I believe, now that I think about it, my maths might have been a little bit off. I think I'm going to be up for like 36 hours. So I'll have to work out how to change that so that I'm not up for 36 hours. Now I can relax a bit. And game's also pretty boring, says 10. Well, this time now Finley Christie going to be passing it back to Bowden Barrett in the pocket, and he does put the ball up high. Is it the women's 7? That certainly is. That is going to be coming up just around the corner. Has taken place from Canada as well. And Teslas are going to be streaking right past the police station at this rate. The ball is a bit loose. Manasa Mateli able to pick it up though now, running it straight sideways. Nice step forward. Found the offload to Kyle Godwin. Dalton Powell just shoves him down and chucks him around like he's a plastic bag. But now it's going to be a great turnover for the Blues. And they have got this ball back now. Kurt Eklund, he has got the man on the outside in the form of Caleb Clark. If he needed him, decides against it. Now going to the right-hand side. No, in fact, left. They decide that Caleb Clark is a good option, gets a good shot in his ribcage from Big Tom Robertson, just staying in the field to play. Christie back to San Sullivan, who is slotted into first receiver. Second receiver, Bowden Barrett. Cross kick to AJ Lamb. Was he in front? They have said no. So now he's going to be trying to find his way down the wing. Offload to Bowden Barrett. Is being wrestled down nicely. Now back across. Finley Christie now continues to drive forward and also converted, says MH Joy. It certainly was now. Big Dalton Poboli. I hope he scores in this match. I feel like he's due for one. The big man now, Luke Romano. He's been looking like he's got a good chance of being able to score in this game too. And good to see Caleb Clark back, making his mark. Good run forward. And it's going to be Akira Ioane, his first game of 2022. And the first game of Super Rugby 2000. Oh, sorry, I just said that, didn't I? Super Rugby Pacific, I should say. And Akira Ioane does end up scoring the try. Nicely done for him. We'll go like this, and we will go like this. It seems now that the Blues are starting to find their rhythm. They just took a little bit of time at the start to get that momentum going, but it is a try for Akira Ioane. Bumps off the tackle with Tom Robertson, goes through, yes, boy, from Tesla. And that is going to be a very good try for the Blues, but Akira Ioane just keeps the head low, goes underneath Kane Kateka, and Akira is a mad lad. He is certainly a bit of a mad lad, Akira Ioane. Mad for a bit of rugby and mad for a try. That's gone. It's a good take in the crowd from whoever took that one. And HSBC Women's Sevens featuring Black Ferns coming alive in 2 days, 3 hours time. And there it says MH Choice. So yeah, it is just around the corner for that one. So 2 days, 3 hours time. Hang on, have I got the wrong day? 2 days or 1 day? 3 hours. I'm going to have a look, MH Joy, just to make sure that I have got the right time. But I think it's coming up relative. 1 day, 3 hours time. Okay, that makes more sense. And there, but yeah, they are going to be playing. And that game is going to be taking place at the same time as Leinster versus the Stormers. But then after that, we are going to be covering some of the women's sevens, including the Fijiana Sevens side taking on New Zealand. Should be very exciting. Blues try as well, says MH Joy. But now it has been kicked downfield from Rejan Pasatoa, just looking for a little bit of space. Bowden Barrett takes the mark. Interesting choice. Now he takes the tap, passes it across to Zan Sullivan, who now is looking for a big kick in behind. Great kick from Zahn Sullivan. Almost finds the touchline, but it does just stay in the field of play. Now Jake Strom kicks it high. And yeah. And there's Katie Dixon. That's going to be a massive knock-on from the Western Force. Great hands from Luke Romano. Now Bowden Barrett on the outside off to Anton Segner. Kicked him behind. Oh, it's out on the full. That was anticlimactic, wasn't it? Looked like a good play was opening up, and then all of a sudden it came off the side of the boot, and it did really end up going wrong for that kick. Converted to 8 to 17. And please squeeze some sleep in, Hamish. I know joke is important for the mental health. Says Tesla. So yeah, I think my plan is going to be sleeping. Well, I'm sleeping tonight, of course, and then in between the 2 live streams that we got after, I think we have got about a 6-hour sleep that we are going to be going for, and then we will be sleeping for a little bit more of the later stages of the day. I have it all worked out on my diary, or like my notes of working out exactly when I'm sleeping, when I'm not. But yeah, we've got it all planned out. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I think George wants to come around at some stage as well, so that might affect it a little bit. And also, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm happy you're doing well. And it says Aiden. Also, all more coffee. And then, how long have you been awake, Hamish? And there says Katie, today it's not too bad. Although today it's 3.5 hours. It's 12:30 a.m. at night. And yeah, I went to sleep at about 11 a.m. today, and then woke up at 9 p.m. So I've had 10 hours sleep today, but it's just the weekend's going to be a big one. Now, scrum feed in favour of the Western Force. So we're currently down by 9 points in this fixture. And that's going to be a free kick for pushing a little bit too early. I believe it was on the far side for Alpha Tuanga Fasi. They take the quick tap and they throw themselves forward. But Bailey Quinzel now off into the hands of finds Lelewasa. It looks like he is setting up. It's a bit disorganised, they have set there for the Western Force. Pasatoa does kick it up. Thanks, brother. I'm glad you're doing well. I missed a few streams. And there now a kick downfield from Zahn Sullivan going for the kick. Looking to make it awkward for Pasatoa, who has been able to clean up. And now we'll be looking for the touchline himself. And he does find it, but Bowden Barrett, he considered taking it quickly. But nice work. I believe that's Santiago Medrano who was able to cut him off. I always seem to miss the ones where George appears randomly. And there says Katie Dixon. Although I will mention yesterday, we did do a little bit of filming, myself and George. And working rugby gets in the way of my sleeping. And there says Dan as well. I guess mine's the same because work and rugby is my work when you think about it. Hey, I'm back till I fall asleep, work at 6:30. And there says Mr. JJ, so an early morning start for yourself on a Saturday as well, unless of course you are different time zone. But I think you are New Zealand, aren't you, Mr. JJ? That's going to be available for them. Finley Christie selling the dummy, goes across to Bowden Barrett. He ended up getting very close with Anton Segner. He gets forced towards the touchline. The Western Force defence, it's been looking physical throughout the early stages. Luke Romano has had a couple good carries, although that one is not one of them. He's lost the ball. Now Fergus Lee Warner passing it back across. Nicely done. Has decided to take the contact. 40 metres out from their line now. Godwin spots a little bit of a gap. Almost ended up going through, but it was a great tackle in the end from the Blues. Number 6, Akira Ioane, now still trying to find their way through this Blues defence. Rush defence from Bryce Heeman. Put the extra pressure on Manasa Matieli down the wing. Good tackle on him by AJ Lamb. Now trying to counteract Akira Ioane. He does get it slightly wrong for himself. And now Isaac finds Leliawasa. Santiago Marano tackled a little bit high from Alex Hodgman. And his ass is out. And also we have got the when's the channel, or where's the join channel, Hamish? Or where's the join? The join channel? Where's the join channel, Hammy? The joint? No, maybe? Not too sure. The join channel. What is the join channel, Tesla? Do let me know. Now it is going to be going back. Kick downfield nicely, waiting for this one. Pasatoa's got all the time in the world. Does kick it down towards the touchline, does find it as well. And now about 45 metres out, the Blues will have the line out. So it's been quite a territory battle. And Tauranga stuff ready for the Kiwi fruit in the morning, tractors and the likes. And now 420. And there's Mr. JJ. And that one, now they're rolling all for the Blues. Looking good for them, although it's curling. It's curling a little bit. And it looks like maybe, okay, now they've found that momentum back. It continues to creep forward. Isaac Rodder has been told to leave that one alone. Now it's gone down over the front. It is an advantage in favour of the Blues. Akira Ioane finds the offload back to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Bowden Barrett. Wide cut out pass now off to Zahn Sullivan. Great couple steps there from him. Doesn't find the offload though. That could have been a useful one for Caleb Clark if they did get the chance. Now Christie going back. Blues throwing away, throwing a play and to slow down the ball. Smart play a while until the ref cracks down on it. Now they are going to be going back for the initial penalty in favour of the Blues. What number they are asking, I believe. Okay, it was Santiago Medrano. Did he not pulling it down? And Paul Force should use some pick and goes. And there, as I says, Dan, I'm about to sneeze again. Nailed it. Luckily, the hay fever, other than that sneeze, has actually gone quite well compared to what it was like at the start of the day. Seems to have calmed down quite a bit. But now, 29 minutes through this game, it's a slow, methodical pace for the Western Force currently, just trying to find their way onto the ball a little bit more often. Okay, Ioane goes to the back. It's taken nicely. Now, big Dalton Papali'i goes off to Akira Ioane. Boy, that's some big contact when he runs straight at Kane Koteka. Two big loose forwards going at it. Now, Bryce Heem, 10 metres out for the line, wrestled down by Rodder. Christie now off to the right-hand side. This is looking good. The camera was a little bit behind it. What was happening? Beautiful offload from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And AJ Lamb gets the try. The button to join the channel as a member. Accumulates emoji. I used to be a member on my old account. Says there's there. I believe it is. One moment. I'll see what I can find. We'll go like this. And we will go like this. I think on a mobile, if you're on mobile, you've got to go through this link. Here we go. I think that is the link for you. If I'm not wrong, Tesla. And also, we've got the Hamish. You'd be so proud of me. I understand cricket now. Why do people think this cricket is boring? And I think it's just the fact that you've got to watch it for so long. But I feel like that's kind of the fun part. And also, plug it in the chat, brother. Says Tesla. So, yeah, that is the link to be able to become a channel member. You get access to exclusive emojis. And also, it does help support the channel. The channel, I should say. And also, something that happened the other day that I learned is we actually have the super thanks thingy enabled, which I didn't know what it was. It's like a little love heart that has a dollar sign on it. And George just donated, I think it was $50 to the channel with a little button. And I learned, because we were trying to work out notifications, or I was afterwards anyway. It wasn't actually part of the initial plan. I didn't realize he had done it for a start because the notifications don't actually come through as a different color for some reason. Now, like they're saying, 22 points to 8, a great start to the match here for the Blues after a little bit of a shakier start, I guess you could say, for the very early stages. And also, fair enough, there's Katie Dixon there, but now Bowden Barrett going to be lining up this kick. Does end up just missing it away to the side, and the score is going to be 22 points to the Blues and 8 to the Western Force. And I says, Amelia, welcome in once again. Hope you are doing well. Beautiful offload from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and AJ Lamb able to put the ball down. Now, my prediction was that the Blues will win this game by 17. Could be, or 18, in fact, it was. And I'm not just saying that because it is closer to it being 18. It's just that I believe was what it was on the prediction. Of 50, I'm not pushing the like. 50, I'm not pushing the like, the little button. And there says Mr. JJ. Or I think the smallest you can do is $1. He just randomly went mental with it, pretty much. But yeah, he asked me about it, and I was trying to work out notifications and everything on those ones. But yeah, it's not 50 to be able to press the button. Like, you can do different levels, and they all pop up in different colors type thing. And kicking off form tonight. And there says Dan. Currently, Isaac Roddy was working hard in that breakdown. Unfortunately, gave away the penalty, though. Now, Akira Ioane, the last penalties conceded, I left because I had to finish a bit of homework, as I don't have to stress about it, says Amelia. See, that is smart. Normally, I was one of those guys who left the homework to the last minute every time. Shouldn't have done it. I wish I was organized. But every time I just end up leaving it late. Whereas now for live stream wise, if I'm not organized early in the week, I can't get everything done. So I've got to be strategic with when I do stuff. And now Akira Ioane with a nice carry forward once again. A little bit of pressure, and it's a penalty. Well done from Kyle Godwin to win the penalty for the Force. Moment, Tony Pulu, I think he is looking for his kicker here, Bailey Quenzel, and they'll be looking for the touchline. But I'd love to see the Western Force score a couple more tries in this matchup as well. They seem to be one of those sides that they can get quite a few tries, but Bailey Quenzel actually kicking on the right foot. A good tackle in the end, made on Akira Ioane, straight over the ball. And it was actually Quenzel who got it in school, was a different time buddy. And there, as I says, David the Mod. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like it's kind of the things you learn from school. I know people say, oh, I don't like school. But, like, I miss being able to go to school every day and just, like, hang out with people. Like, you had to learn, of course, at times. But then, like, just getting to spend about 7 hours a day with George, Daniel, and Isaac was just awesome. And now we probably get to see each other. Like, me and George see each other maybe once or twice a week, but I haven't seen Isaac for like 3 months. Daniel about 3 months as well. So it's kind of sad in a way. And sadly, depending on your job, homework doesn't go away. As Dan, that is very true. Nice wide pass out to Tony Pulu now. Does try and step on the inside, but a good low tackle from Bowden Barrett. And also, yeah, I never did homework at home. I always thought it was Bull. I have no idea how I made it out of high school. Good job, Blues. And planning Amish sucks means responsibility. And there says Mr. JJ. And also, and with year 12 and stuff, I have to be able to balance it out about when I focus on my personal life, when I focus on my schooling, says Amelia. So it sounds like you've got it pretty well worked out currently or yourself. But okay, Dalton Pabali. Oh, he ended up tripping over a foot there, unfortunately for him. And now the Western Force will once again be able to kick this one for the touchline. They're going to be trapping the Blues inside of their 22 now. So then about 15 metres out. In fact, 20 metres out. So not the best kick, but making sure it went into touch, as they certainly didn't want to miss it. And also making sure it did go out. Blues winning every game except for that first game up against the Hurricanes. That is the only loss that the Blues have had. And who scored the third try for the Blues? So here's David there. Oh, sorry. It's AJ Lamb. Sorry, I didn't write that one in, did I? But yeah, AJ Lamb able to score that try. AJ Lamb will go like that, and it was, and we'll go the 30th minute, just because I don't know the exact time. But currently now the counter ruck is good, and the Blues have been able to turn this ball back over now. And also Blues will win the title. And then that one's going to be kicked downfield from Bowden Barrett. Finds some open turf in the background. Tony Pulu waiting for this one to set up. And also we had to bake about 3 kgs of ginger nut cookies today. Had to mix pink food colouring with fondant today. It's Amelia. 3 kgs of ginger nut biscuits. That is quite a lot. And cheers, mate, says David. No worries at all. Yeah, nice try for AJ Lamb there. Bowden Barrett fires it back across now into the hands of the try scorer Lamb. Off to Bryce Sam. Roger Torvasa-Sheck on the outside. Trying to step around, but Jake Strawn able to make the tackle. Kankateka almost on the ball. Is unable to turn it over, though. Now Finley Christie looking for the pass back to Bowden Barrett. Zahan Sullivan now once again going for the kick. I think that hit someone's hand, but he's looking for the 50-22. And Tony Pulu has been able to stop it from going into touch. We have got a new channel member, and that is in the form of Tesla. Appreciate you, mate, once again. Or I guess a new but old channel member, I guess, is the best way of describing it. And also, it was a big order. And it says Amelia, and also we have got there. There he is. And also, how many Crusaders will be in the All Black squad? Nicely taken. Oh, Bowden Barrett not able to find that offload. They've said that it's gone backwards, though. And because of it, it is play on. Now, Finley Christie trying to go around the side. Tom Robertson just trying to avoid him at this stage. A new channel. And there, as well says, it was Jack. And also, we've got at least I wasn't the one packaging them at the end of the day. And like all of them. And there it says KT Dixon. But that will be now the penalty? Free kick. It's either Bowden Barrett getting the free kick. He did end up knocking it forward. As long as he regathers before anyone else touches it, you'd have to say that that's close to forward for him, I would think. But I believe they've given the scrum feed for the Blues here. And I get in there, says Jack. That's forward for myself. So that will be going back, I would think, initially for the scrum feed in favour of the Blues. Well, sorry, scrum feed in favour of the Western Force. I love the New Zealand teams. They are so awesome. And there says Mr. Lachlan. They certainly are. And Jack Trolling Crusader supporters. There says Dan. And also, well, this is a hiding. Although the thing is, the Western Force were 8-0 up. But they just, yeah, something went wrong. They did such a great start. And then it just went downhill from there. I was on my body, had me finishing up on some bookwork. Or my trainer had me finishing up on some bookwork related to maths in the workplace. And also it took a while to get it done, but nonetheless, join the channel. Fella, support our man, says Tesla. And do appreciate you a lot, mate. And if anyone else does want to join the channel, it is that link, although I accidentally added a slash on the end. So hang on. Okay, it's actually that link because I accidentally did it. And my Crusaders win tomorrow 63-21. Could be a decent score, perhaps. If it is that high scoring, that is. And I was like, yeah, this is a Bristol Bears behaviour. And there says Katie Dixon and also Blues Caleb Clark shall put points on the scoreboard making just to make a statement. Nice to meet you. And also we have got my Crusaders will win tomorrow. So they are playing the Waratahs as the second game of the Saturday. Pasatoa now kicking it downfield. And it looks like Caleb Clark. Oh, it's almost landed on some individuals from England. And there says Jack, I believe that is to Katie. That one, but Rejan Pasatoa doing nicely. Katie from England. And as says Jack. Eklund about to throw this one back in for the Blues. Right, Sam Derry, he's been close to scoring more than one try in this match. He's just got himself the one as of yet. Now that ball's going to be thrown in nicely, taken by Sam Derry. Oh, it was not straight though. Is that correct? Here's Jack there. I mean, that was not ideal for Kurt Eklund. Unfortunately, has a few. Oops. I accidentally muted myself there. That was an accident. No, brother, I used to live in there in my 20s, and I'm in America. I'm in Christchurch. And there says Katie Dixon, and also a young fellow I am. And there says Jack, and also we have these iPads. We used to watch videos in the workplace, and depending on whether you finish the work or not, sometimes my trainer will let us play like cool maths games. And there, or cool maths on the iPads, the nostalgia. Yeah, cool maths games was the best. Lemonade stand. Did you ever use a lemonade stand? Amelia, there was like a lemonade simulator game that was absolutely brilliant. And it was like you had to buy the supplies and then you had to try and work out how much lemonade you were going to need and how the perfect like mixture was. I'm going to play that game later. Oh, no, I probably don't have time tonight. I'm going to play that game at some stage. We're going to run a successful lemonade stand. I was born in 1999. I'm 14. Oh, no, sorry. I'm 23. I was born in 1999, May 14th. And there, Manasa Mataeli dragged down on the halfway line. Currently a counter ruck from the Blues. Once again here, a lot of pressure. Ollie Callan looks like he's going to be trying to drive his way forward sideways. I'm in New Zealand. And there says Jack. Now finds Leleoasa, goes back across Pasatoa, skip pass to Faliti Kaitu'u. Nice step. And it is Bowden Barrett has been able to drag him down. And also, how about RuneScape, Amish? Nostalgia makes me cry. I love that game. And there, it's a very good one. I remember playing it massively in primary school, early high school years as well. I remember the likes of Sticky Ninja and running all of them Papas games as well. Oh, the Papas ones, like the tacos and the pizzas and the burgers. Oh, I want to play them all now. I was born and raised in Florida. Well, school's changed. Yeah, we were allowed to play Counter-Strike at school if we had finished the work. That's going to be a knock on. Now, Bryceem, ball on the outside to AJ Lamb, just trying to find the link-up pass. Waiting for Dalton Babali to get there. He has been able to find Zahn Sullivan. Grubber in behind. Has he touched it with his hands? He might have. He doesn't look like he's very celebratory for that one. And also, what state of America are you from? And what time is it? And it says Jack as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly blow my schnoz. I will be back in a second. And also, we get lucky. I wish we could have played Counter-Strike at school. I've become a Twitch old school RuneScape streamer. And also, how are you? Or how old are you, Kiwi Lad? I am 22 years old at the moment. 22 years young, I guess you could say. Still got plenty to do in my 20s. I got some plans. I'm on 22 straight points from the Blues. Looking pretty good. Well, I'm at this point in time. Definitely with it now being halftime and a very impressive early lead. It's where I can go back and play on cool maths games to this day and never get bored because the games when I was younger were 10 times better than the stuff we get now. And no way, Betty says, I kind of want to look up cool maths games. Do you get a virus from it? I hope not. Surely if you got a virus from it, you're not going to have it at a school, are you? Cool maths games. I'm just going to click on this quickly. Free online maths games. I want to see if it's got the game that I used to play. And if it does, I'm a bit... it does have the lemonade stand one. That used to be the game of the century. You know, it used to be just brilliant because at the end of the day, you just literally just did it, you know. You just made a lemonade stand, you had to buy ice cubes and lemons, as you do, because lemons are an important part of a lemonade stand. Yeah, you have $20, so you're allowed to buy cups. You choose the weather, or the weather's hot. So, and also, what's your total level, brother? And Nostalgia Unlocked says, Amelia, I'm going to have to close that, or else I will literally end up playing that game right now. And also, I don't play it anymore, but I want to get back into it, says Tesla. And also, we got there 1200. And also, was the most fun game, but the most frustrating. And if the Blues are the informed team, does that mean the ABs are going to be successful? Says Sweet As. Good question. Very good question. So, for me, probably depends on how many Blues players they get, but I can easily see a loose forward trio of all Blues players. Front row could be all Blues, maybe, as well, depending on who they go with that number 2. I think Kurt Eklund's probably put himself relatively close, and then Akira Ioane getting a 15-minute sleep, hopefully a little bit longer than that. I think I'm going to go for about 8 to 9, 10 hours, something like that tonight. I think will be the good idea for myself, just to keep me fresh. The next one I'm currently playing on Cool Mass Games called Maze. It's basically solving Maze in there. It says Amelia. And also we have got there a little bit earlier on. I missed a couple messages. And damn it, you are young. I'm 17 years older than you. Did you ever see Carlos Spencer play? Only in his really late years. I think I got a rugby card of him, of Carlos Spencer. But I played as him on Rugby 08. So I guess that's one thing. And also, my username is NZ4. Geez, you must be one of those original players if you're able to have such a basic one, but so effective, I guess you could say. And also, we've got the Western Force. I really need a quick review at halftime break and perhaps make a comeback. And there's I'll certainly do. I did mention about my hay fever earlier on. I think I jinxed it just a little bit there. And also, at least I know a couple Lucy's around the Blues will be in the All Blacks ranks. And also, I have 99 fishing, fleshing, and woodcutting. And got to sort a few things before I start. And also, we've got to remember back in the 80s, 14 to 15 players from Auckland and the ABs. There's David there. So it's probably a little bit before my time. Who were the ones who you really remember from the 80s and the Blues side, David? Do let me know. I'll blow my nose. And also, that's cool, man. I wish I had taken up sports. And vigorous comeback in the Western Force shall surely fire up the match. Go Western Force, go. And it's one of those benefits around work because we aren't allowed to use our phones in the training room. There you go. And a little spray at halftime might get the Force to wake up. And yeah, because at the moment, it seems to be going wrong in the breakdown. Pasatoa looks like he is in charge currently. In fact, it's a man in front of him. I think that's Tony Pulu. I was really lucky. Old School RuneScape came out in 2013, and I made that account in 2018. Sometimes I was lucky to score that name. And there as well says Tesla. Okay, they need to look for those gang tackles, is the comment from the sideline commentary side. Although the thing is, it's going to be tricky because if they go with too many people committing to a tackle, then you leave a gap for the Blues to be able to run through it. And also, let's go the Mighty Blues. I'm feeling relaxed now. Says Aiden there. But anyone who isn't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. It is our second channel. We are on the road to 850 subscribers over there. And we are hoping to hit it by the end of the weekend. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to that channel that I have just put the link to in the chat. It is the Kiwi Lads Sport. We do all of our previews for these matches over there in terms of who we think will be able to win the matches. And also, we have got a few other live streams coming up there in the near future. I remember playing any other Papa games and the Picky Eater and them food critics, doing Mahedin and John Kerwin, the man, of course, Sir John Kerwin back in the day, doing very nicely for himself. And right, need to call it night all, says Dan. So we will see you later on, mate. And also, we've got to hit the road, says Jack there. And RuneScape is very nostalgic. It is. It's one of those ones that is probably like that childhood game. I am actually, even though I shouldn't, while we're still here, how many Papa's games have they brought out now? Because back when I started playing games, they had 3. Now they've got 50. Pancakes, hot doggeria. That sounds like an interesting name for something. Also, cheeseria. Burgeria, bakeria, pizzeria, scooperia, sushiria, taco mia. That's a different one. So, yeah, there's plenty of them at the moment for those old games. Also, we have got there, I did most of my schooling in the 80s, and some of the 90s, they changed from primers and junior standards and forms. The years after I left, says it was Nov moment. I'm watching the breakdown there. And Hamish, what are the odds of a Zoom call with you, George, and Katie? Well, it's probably not completely rare. It's just organising a time, really, I guess. And also, you guys ever play Crypt Raider Mini Clip as a kid? I used to play desktop cricket as a kid on Mini Clip. And also, of course, stick cricket. That was a big one. It's always ends with rare at the end with a couple of games. And also, we have got the I love that game, says Dedsler. And also, at this rate, there's probably 100. And yeah, says Amelia. And also, RS3 sucks, says Paddy Wagon. Currently halftime in this game. A difference between them. Warriors lost 70-10. They did. Nice little Anzac Day gift, I guess. I watched that game. I was going to do a live stream of it, but I was just a little bit late waking up, so I didn't really get that opportunity to completely prep for it. And it just didn't go well. You know, it was just like halftime looked all right, 16-10 down. We were like, right, Warriors might have a chance. And then after that, boom, just ended up going completely drastically wrong. Great half for the Blues. And then check Insta as well. Says a rugby itch there, so I will have to find me phone one moment. I think I've got it down over here. Check me Insta. Whoops, I just dropped my phone. And also, Warriors player ruptured. It was testicle. That must have hurt. And then, can I join your Zoom call next time, Amish? If we do end up Zooming, I will try my best to remember to send you an invite to the Google Dinosaur game. It's still more fun than FIFA these days. And also, we have got their last time I had a Zoom call with Hamish. George the Dino Machine was there too. Says Katie Dixon. She was. Indeed, one moment. I'm looking through. One moment. I have found it. Wait up. Here we go. And also we've got there, and now we just need Booth Daddy and Uncle Brother, and the bingo card is filled out. FIFA 22 or Rugby Challenge 4. Or FIFA 20, in fact, or Rugby Challenge 4. I'd go Rugby Challenge 4 just because it's rugby based, but FIFA 20, I spent a lot of hours playing it with myself and Dad. So I feel like that's quite cool. And also what it takes to dip into Warzone and COD. You have what it takes to dip into Warzone and COD Twitch streaming. Maybe we give it a go, although I'm terrible at it. Booth Daddy is Hamish's dad, by the way. There says Katie Dixon. Yeah, it is not her nickname for me, Brandon. Settle down. And you have that energy, says Deza there. So I would need a good squad to carry me and consistency. And as I says Deza and Warriors, I will lose this week, says Betty. Oh, switching it up. And really was Donna there, Katie. She was for a brief moment. She kind of popped in while everyone was about. Yeah, and Cricket 22 is good. Have you played it? I actually haven't yet. I still need to, and now it's on Game Pass. So I bought it for full price when it came out. Still haven't played it yet. Terrible at COD, but I've got friends that play it. And there says Amelia. So yeah, as long as you've got some friends who are good at the game, they can just carry you through everything, which is a good way of doing it. Because like me and Isaac, I tell this story all the time. Me and him play COD, and it was Warzone. We stayed in a building. We sat there. He was on one door. I was on the other. We sat there for 10 minutes waiting. Then someone finally came in, and we got that much of a fright that they came in. I almost jumped off my chair, and then they shot us both, and that was the end of the game. That was a good use of 10 minutes. And Jack bought it. And he says, Jack, and also we had a lovely conversation. Donna is awesome. And there it says Katie Dixon as well. Warriors just suck, says Paddy Wagon. Hopefully they make the top 8, though. If they make the top 8, I feel like that will make a lot of people happy. But yeah, the big thing is trying to make that top 8, which is probably the big question. But so far in this match, Manasa Mataeli ended up scoring that first one. Then from there, Derry, Akira Ioane, and AJ Lamb, the three, and Kyle with a bomb, reinvigorating my interest in FPS games since it's been quite a while. And also we have got there, they were probably hacking. I still think y'all should play Prop Hunt. I love Prop Hunt. And I really want to play it with George. He doesn't have it on his laptop yet, but I'm trying to convince him. Anytime George joins for a live stream, I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. And that is for you guys to go, you and Hamish should play The Forest, George. I really want to play The Forest with him. He hasn't played it yet. He owns the game. He just won't download it. So I feel like I need your guys' help to try and convince him that it would be a good game to play. And Prop Hunt is hilarious. And I was like, did you ever have dial up? It was so slow. Not sure. I know we used to have a game that was like around the world thingy, and also numbers up or something like that at school. And just got to watch out for hackers on Warzone. But it's so damn fun. And there it says Tesla, and Blues can't lose from here, surely. Bigger things have happened. I mean, the Hurricanes, they were down by 17, and then they ended up winning that game 30 points to 17. So anything could happen. The Western Force might score 15 points in this next little while. I've seen Prop Hunt from all over YouTube. It's really funny. I want to give it a go one day. Says Amelia. But yeah, that's the thing. Prop Hunt's got so many game modes. Or Gary's mod, I should say, has so many game modes. You've got Prop Hunt. You've got the one now you're like all trying to kind of disguise as regular people, which I can't quite remember the name of at that stage. Okay, I guess not. That's how you connected to the internet. I had to use your phone line. And then surely the Blues won't lose from here, says Aiden. And also come on Blues, says Anrin. We probably did Novman, but I probably don't remember because I was a kid. So I was like, wow, that box has got something on it. And now it's got something else on it. So I probably wasn't really paying that much attention to it. And also we have got there, I've seen a Prop Hunt. Oh no, I read that one. And also we have got there, Amish. Oh no, I read that one too. I'm on a roll of reading things. Did you say you can drive tractors or trackers? And there it says it was Betty, and also Amish trying to make me a little worried. And there it says Aiden. And also we have got there, my brother should be counting his lucky stars. He was born with technology, was actually good, and George's personality is made for Prop Hunt. Yeah, he'd be swearing all over the place, which is probably quite good for the Kiwi Lads Extras channel when we think about it. But yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check out Kiwi Lads Sport channel, Kiwi Lads Extras channel. We've got a whole heap of channels, and we're starting to fire a few more of them up. We're starting to get more time of editing, and with it getting slightly, I mean, I want to say it's out of the busy season, although we're doing about 14 videos a week plus the sevens plus the Super Rugby. But after that, we're good. We have some more time. Can the Highlanders make the top 8? They're going to have to win their next few games. That is for sure. Hit me up if you want to stream old school RuneScape, Paddy. I'm keen to help. Says a Tesla there as well. But yeah, that link is for the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, in which we have got at the moment all of our previews that we do put up for these games, including the Reds versus Chiefs, Western Force versus Blues. We've got 3 going up tomorrow for those matchups that are taking place. And also, Amish, what happened to streaming the IPL? It unfortunately didn't go as smoothly as I wanted to, because I realized pretty much after that first one that the time zone was going to just brutalize me. Because unfortunately, anytime the IPL's on now, most of the time I'm either streaming rugby or I'm sleeping so that I can stream more rugby. So it just didn't really work for time zone, sadly, which sucks, because I have been watching the highlights of it and I really want to do more of the games, but it just doesn't seem to work with our time zone, because 2 a.m. is great for a live stream, but then it goes all the way through to 5:30. And then normally if we've got a Super Rugby game or the lineups coming out, the lineups are probably the thing that really determines it, because most of the lineups come out in the early stages of the afternoon. So I can't really get them out straight away. And Western Force Apu says Elmo, and also we got their GTA San Andreas Supremacy. I missed the GTA live streams, man. Those were great. And there says Katie, I do want to do another one very soon with everyone. I know that Isaac, I think he's got weekends off now, so we might be able to possibly get him involved. George is probably the trickier one, and Daniel as well, just trying to find a time where all of us can film, because I feel like it's always better when we've got all 4 of us. But the second half now back underway. We just rambled for that whole halftime break, and this game is back underway, and straight away it's a knock-on against the Western Force, so not the start to the half that they would have been after. GTA 6 going to be GTA 6 going to be the biggest game of this generation when they release it, says Deza, and that is if they're allowed to release it, because depending on how much, I guess, offensive stuff's in there, it might get cancelled before they even get to the game, just with the way that it's going. And also we have got, I'm still trying to get my greasy mitts on an Xbox 360 or on an Xbox 360 or a PS3 just to play the likes of SmackDown versus Raw 2011. What a great game that was. PlayStation 2 SmackDown versus Raw 2008 General Manager mode. I spent many days on that, even though I had no idea what I was doing. As I was speaking of time zones, Bulls and Glasgow Warriors would be a good one, despite happening in the early hours of the morning later on after this. So yeah, Sammy Souza. But yeah, they've punished us by putting an early game of Super Rugby. Charge down for Finley Christie. It's going back for the initial penalty now. They will be going back for that penalty. But that's the big thing. Those URC games are great to watch. They're just terrible times here in New Zealand. I wish I could sleep at a random hour and just get a whole heap of sleep very quickly. Just like a fast fire, boom, I'm asleep now, I'm not asleep. But yeah, sadly, I'd need that 8 hours or so to be able to function. It's a good scrum push there from the Blues, though. They got themselves another advantage in GM mode on WWE. 2K22 just isn't the same compared to the GM mode we have back in SmackDown versus Raw. Yes, it's different, and it just doesn't quite hit the same spot, does it? Dalton Papali'i. So now a good run for Dalton. He's a meter short. Great run from him. Now Luke Romano. I think he thinks he's going to be able to go on for a try. Perhaps unselfishly, though, pops it up to Ofa Tuangafasi. Right, where's Dalton? I want to see Dalton score because Dalton has been looking extremely good throughout this game. Tuivasa Sheck, though, almost able to get himself his first try of this one. Now, Finley Christie, they've got another advantage here, so they can just throw everything at this, and I believe that ball is getting trapped inside. They're going back for the penalty straight out in front here. Double blow of the whistle. Someone's going to the bin by the looks of it, and I've done 48 hours with no sleep, and there's Kwasi. I haven't quite gone that far, but I have done, I think it was about 35 hours without sleep, and we streamed for about 30 of them, which was risky, but yeah, and also the 24 hours of being awake with 21 hours of streaming, I think it was as well. And do you guys play Rugby 06, 07, Rugby 05, 06, 07 on PS2? That's a whole new level of nostalgia. That's the thing I want to do there. I want to, but my controller for my PlayStation 2 has a loose wire, so it doesn't actually work, sadly. And you'll be loaded with coffee and energy drinks for morning glory games, but your sleep is very important, obviously. And there says Sammy Souza. And that's the thing. It probably makes it more surprising when I mention this. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. So how I still have energy at random hours of the night, I have no idea. But Greg Holmes, he is now out there for Santiago Medrano. And also, I hope that you had a nice long rest soon. And there. And also, we've got there, what about the likes of FIFA 09? FIFA 09 on, tell you what, here's a throwback. Nintendo DS FIFA 11, I think it was. Hey, you used to be able to open the old school packs from playing games. Back in the day that you didn't have to spend real money on them or anything like that. It was just pretty much you go in there, you buy some packs, you get the old fellows such as like Ramos and who else was the older generation, Fernando Torres. All those guys, and also we've got there the Panhandle State. There says David the Mob, but currently Santiago Medrano is off the field for the next 10 minutes. Was he the sub that they made? I'm not too sure there, but currently the Blues, they'll be looking for a try in a very short moment. They've got Anton Segner at the back. Set. It's a big push. I think the Blues went a little bit early. Yes, they did, but they are going to have themselves a scrum reset. Got lucky there. The Blues could have easily been penalised for pre-engaging. And also, we've got the OMG and the touchscreen feature went close to the goal. And there says Amelia, and also FIFA 1998 on PS1. It went hard. And then very close, brother, says Katie Dixon. See, that was like back in the day that you could tackle the goalie. Like, you just have the ball and you just slide tackle him. And also, we've got there, do you have some help for Jack? And there says Jack. It's an interesting. You might have to clarify what help you're talking, Jack, or else, it sounds like something else. 43 minutes through this game at the moment, and so 9 minutes left of that yellow card. Finley Christie about to put this ball in for themselves. It's going to be nicely set. Big push from the Blues, and the Western Force from the get-go are on the back foot now. Anton Segner off the back pass. I think he's been able to hold him up there. Yes, it is held up. And what's up, brother? There's Katie Dixon there, but Anton Segner held up, and now it will be the goal line dropout in favour of the Western Force. There was no advantage, is the call from Angus Gardner. And also, FIFA was good up till FIFA 18. Just my opinion, I feel like they stuff it up with the whole journey thing, even though I can't stop playing the journey, says Amelia. And also, also I've come close to that before, so I know the feeling of being sleep deprived, says Sammy Souza. And Jack, how's it going, mate? And yeah, that's a penalty to the Blues once again. This is getting tricky for them. As we currently sit, it seems like it's just penalty after penalty after penalty going the way of the away side. And Feleti Kaitu that time was the man who wasn't quite able to get that one right. Kicking it once again for the corner now. And that's a good kick. That's a very good kick. Never mind, it's too far from Bowden. And also, wherever they wait, don't read that. Says Tesla there. I read it in my head, but just not quite out loud. And man problem. And hard your kids, says Katie Dixon. Well, that one, a man problem. And also, so Jack, I mean, a man problem probably, to ask the one female about it might, I mean, it's an interesting choice. It's an interesting take, but I guess it's something. It's a way of approaching it. I haven't been sleeping ages. I fall asleep when I'm lying down no matter what, says Amelia there. See, that's the thing. I've done live streams before in the past, like that I've been sitting, or after a live stream, I'm pretty much like here like this, and I've gone, and then I'm like, right, probably bedtime. Well, it's like, and also we've got there, I'm thinking grammar problem. And there says David. And I was like, well, I'm not a man, so you're going to have to get a man to help you with your man problem. There says Katie. Feliti Kai too. Not only did he get a ball to the face there, but he also got a little bit of a scratch in the eye, and also he has a hard feeling like passing out. Feel like passing out at times. Says Kawasi, and I was like, I'm drunk. I should get betting after this game and continue drinking. Everyone, no, don't be a goose. But now it's going high, taken nicely by Jake Strawn, sorry. I seen trying to get that turnover. And now it will be finds Leleoasa passing that ball back across. Now Godwin wide cut out pass out to Tony Pulu, who has got a bit of space down the wing. I can't sleep. And as I says, Jack, so the best way of sleeping is probably to lie down, close your eyes, and think about absolutely nothing. Just zone out, be zen. I don't do that. I take like ages to fall asleep. Unless I've been streaming for like 26 hours, then I'm good. I just crash. And I was like, what do you have for me? And I guess get an app on your phone that sounds like you're next to a highway. That might make you feel nice. But now, Bailey Coenzo going forward. I actually did that for a little while when I couldn't fall asleep. And also, my rums were particularly sweet tonight. And there says, David the Modern, also, I've got a massive can of Monster ready to go for tomorrow. Everyone, even if it's getting close to winter, I'll still drink the cold ones. And Hamish, should I put $1,100 on the Crusaders? You should not, because then your alcohol will not last you for long enough. That's a rough pass from Christie. It's going to be a 5-meter scrum now in favour of the Western Force. And no, man, I take your DMT and sleep like a baby. And there says Tesla. That was nicely done. Bailey Coenzo gets that ball after it bounces up, and then Caleb Clark stole it back, only a metre short of the line. Then they decide to try and pass it back for Finley Christie. It just slips out of his hands, and Bowden Barrett unable to grab that one. Also, maybe put your sentences together to make a paragraph might help. And I was like, Katie, what advice do you have? And even though it's an easy one for them, though, you never know. The Waratahs have beaten the Crusaders before, and I just wouldn't risk it for the amount that they are paying out. It's just not really worth it. Like, I'm going to have a look, see what the Super Rugby odds are currently sitting at for that game. Crusaders $1.09. So, like, you're better off putting, I don't know, $10 on an underdog in football to win, and you'll make more money doing that than you will for this one. And sleep is important for the brain. And even though it's an easy one for them, and that's going to be a penalty now for the Western Force, finds Leleoasa, look like he was about to go for it, and also drink lots of water, get exercise, and stay away from stimulants like caffeine. And there you go. That is some very good advice, Katie. And also, we've got there the Crusaders like red hot favourites, but don't assume anything exactly right. Waratahs, they are a good side. They scored about 30 points up against the Chiefs. That's close to the line. Right, who can get over? I like Kane Kateka here. They're gone with a wide pass interception, but they're going back for the penalty. And Sleep must water. And as AJ Lamb, he hasn't heard the whistle. He's still running it in. I think someone's still chasing him. He thinks he's about to score. Everyone else has stopped. And he puts it down. But he doesn't realize. Now he realizes it's no try. And I was like, you got a brother. And there, and thanks, girl. You're the best. And also we've got that Katie with the facts. And also, if my 12-year-old wakes up too early, I get grumpy. Don't wake me up before 7 a.m. If you do, prepare to face a grumpy mother. Exactly right. Like, that's the thing. if you end up waking someone up early who doesn't like waking up early, like, it's going to make them annoyed. It's just science. But for some reason, we still do it just because we're like, oh, well, we'll take the risk. And thanks, brother Katie. There's Jack and also try, says Betty there. And also, where can I watch this match for free? Free is very difficult because depending on what country you're in, I don't actually think they've got any free options. But I will recommend the highlights on Super Rugby's YouTube channel. You will be able to see about a 10-minute highlight package of these guys playing off. So that's probably your best bet if you do want to watch the game. But that's probably about as much of the freeness of this game you will be able to see. Sadly, everything else is based behind subscription. And also, we're going to get any advice with for a crazy guy like myself and Hamish, who's winning tomorrow and Sunday. And there says Aiden. And also, you're of the male gender now. Here's Katie Dixon. I mean, it is 2022. I could be a pot plant if I wanted to. Now it's going to be taken nicely. And now looking for the rolling ball once again, trying to march here for the Western Force. I don't even know who's playing. And there says Katie Dixon. And also, we have got their laughing faces from Katie now. It's going to be available for fines and Liliawasa. They've got the advantage here once again for the Western Force. This could be a yellow card maybe for the Blues if they're not too careful. 3 straight penalties like they're saying. Pass it to. It's shut down by the Blues. Good defense. And Katie is a woman. And also, you'll be calling the live draw again tomorrow, Hamish says, Mr. Billy. We certainly are. And it will be absolutely awesome to see how it is going. And also, we have got there lol pop plant. Yeah, Pons would never understand that comment, mate. I hope you are well. And there it says Garaggle. Yeah, I hope you are doing well too, mate. I hope you are excited for the games tomorrow. And also, she was born a woman. And then I am a man. And there it says Jack. And also, finally, I'm one of the bros. What did I say? You heard the man. I think I called you a man accidentally a while ago, didn't I? I said, or you were saying everyone hit that subscribe button. And I was like, you heard the man. Katie, I meant on should I risk a grand and should I continue to drink? I feel like if you have to ask that question, Aiden, that should be your red flag straight away. And maybe think deeply about what's going on. And now finds Liliawasa. Now passing it back across to Quenzel. I literally did with that pop plant, says Tesla. So come on, give me some predictions, says Aiden. But you're just going to bet on them. So I feel like that is the risky side of things, isn't it? And now 10 meters out from the line. Still available, boy. What line of work are you in? Oh, you can light a bag of money on fire every weekend. There's Katie Dixon. The ball is available now for the Blues. They've been able to steal it back only a few meters out from the line. Finley Cressy goes back to Bowden Barrett. I'm talking at 1,000 miles an hour, but Bowden Barrett on the left boot does kick it downfield. They're going back for the penalty. And if my brother wakes me up, I get him back by stealing a bit of his soft drink. And there's Amelia and also Argentina people in the Force team. And they have got themselves Santiago Marrano. They did lose Domingo Miotti. And also, unfortunately, it was their number 9, Thomas Corbelli. They did lose him as well. And also, we've got their Crusaders hands down. There's Clayton there. And also, we have got, it's so true though, it's 2022. We could all be NPCs in some video game to beings in another dimension. And now I promise I'll only put $1 each on the underdogs. I mean, if you're going to put it on the underdogs, though, you don't need me. And I was like, you just better return it with your investment by just investing all that money in Pee Wee Rugby. Exactly right. You might get a little bit more of a return in there. Or don't spend so much money. Treat yourself to something rather than losing it each week. You know, that could be a lot of money. You could buy yourself an investment into a house maybe or some sort of thing. And the children would build you a statue in there. And also, why are people saying we could be something else? And they're just because it's 2022 and any yellow or red cards in this game so far. So we've had 1 for the Blues and 2 for the Western Force, I believe, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 1 for each side. But I know that Sam Derry got 1 early on. Also, there is a yellow card currently for the Force. And also, we've got the Jackson Wobbly. If anyone drinks a soft drink, so even he knows how grumpy I get if he wakes me up. And then also, I'm a barista, sorry, Katie. Well, it's Pee Wee Rugby. I'm so confused. Kind of like the schoolboy / like the younger players, you know, building the next generation of rugby. And then in the future, you might be able to bet on them, eh? Who knows? I'm currently now 10 meters out from the line. They're going upstairs for the TMO here. And I was at Pee Wee equals kids. And there's upstairs, Katie, right, what happens here? We're watching. It's Tom Robinson here. And that's a card, maybe, for Dalton? No, it might have been on the shoulder. He might have been all right. And also, we have got there, I think it's an American team, means little kids, or a term. And wait 14 minutes in the second half and no score, says MH Joy there. And also, Hamish, please check the Rugby Kids odds, please, Hamish. And as I says, Aiden, and also, well, my mouth is bleeding, says Petty. Right. See, there's dip there, and I want to say it's round the arms. The best angle. Oh, it's actually Eklund who's going to get the penalty against him. And also, he's playing kids rugby tomorrow, Hamish. And there says, Aiden, I don't think they have betting for kids rugby. No, I don't think they do. Do you remember that conversation we had a little while, Aiden, about maybe locking your TAB account for a few weeks? Might be a good idea at this point in time. And also, I've got there, it's like no one it's like no one talked to me until I've had the smallest of sips of energy drink. Says American. Also, sorry, my bottle accidentally timed that guy out. Says David the Mod. That's all right, David. Mistakes happen, of course. And also, what's the time difference with location of this game? So pretty much here we are sitting at 1:21 a.m. Over there, I believe they are sitting at, it's either 9:21 a.m. or 8:21 p.m. or 9:21 p.m. So about 4 or 5 hours. Apparently, Spain got disqualified from the Rugby World Cup. They did. So I'm not too sure what that does to the rankings, whether or not Sebastian's Romanians might be able to make their way in there now without having to go through the repechage. Maybe. I'm on ball is what they are saying. They're checking this one drastically. And also, we have got that. I'm on a roll right now, Hamish. I haven't lost all night, though. But yeah, okay. I'll close it for a while after the weekend. Here's Aiden there. And also, I didn't mean invest in who is winning Pee Wee Rugby. Aiden, you really are addicted to gambling. I mean, I give them your money so you can buy gear or so they can buy gear and whatnot. And also, I never bet on anything. I'd rather invest in myself, says Tesla. That sounded deep but meaningful. And Johnny Depp is exposing Amber Heard every step of the way, and I'm loving it, says Amelia. That one. Right, it is going to be a play on, and now the scrum fee will be in favour of the Blues inside of their 22. That took a good few minutes to work out, and also we have got that, just save it for alcohol. And no Steph tonight, must be busy at work. More than likely, see him tomorrow. Yeah, I think we will get to see him, possibly for one of the late night games, perhaps, in Romania. Currently, I have no idea what the time is. It's a time, it's one of them. And Romania in the World Cup now don't know who they are pulled with, says Mr. Billy Awesome. So Sebastian will be a very happy man with that. Okay, I'll invest it. Everyone chill. And there says Aiden. And also back says Betty, welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well, big Jeremy Thrush. Where is that man's mustache? He looks so different without the mustache. He looks about 6 years younger, Jeremy Thrush, which is a very specific number. But Tony Pulu now off the field also to the Force, making quite a few changes. But Richard Kahui now made his way out there onto the field for Tony Pua. And it's all in good fun, brother. We love you. And as I says, Katie Dixon, also I used to gamble back in the day. I like my first 15 rugby. It was so useless. And there says David the Mod. And also, sorry, but with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2005 version being my favorite movie, of course, I want Amber to get exposed. She's extremely toxic. And there says Amelia. Okay, so you're the Johnny Depp version of the Chocolate Factory. Who was the other guy who played the guy originally? I can't think of it. Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel like I'm being teased. It's kind of fun. And there says Aiden. Now it is going to be going back. Finley Christie now off to Zahn Sullivan. Drop ball by Brycene, but it's going back for another penalty in favour of the Blues. And this whole game's been played under advantage in favour of the Blues, unfortunately. Little bit of a juggle there from Zahn Sullivan. That's a lie. That was Bryce Heem, who's playing at number 13 for this matchup. So who would you guys give man of the match to for this game? Do let me know. And Gene Wilder, a legend. And there, as I says, David the Mod, and also I gambled in Las Vegas, some quarters in the slot machine in the bathrooms. And at the Star Trek experience, when it was still there, I was like, nah, this is dumb, says Katie Dixon. Slot machine in the bathrooms at the Star Trek. Is that the same thing that I think you're buying as you are buying, Katie, or is that something different? No, probably actually no. Maybe there's something different. Never mind. But I'll get a shout out after this game. Everyone, Bowden Barrett. And says Aiden and also Gene Wilder was the original Willy Wonka. But I like the 2005 version. It was kind of Roald Dahl. I had him visioned in his head. And I say, yeah, slot machines in the bathroom. And there says Katie Dixon. Now, currently, Akira Ioane passes across to Finley Christie. After Zahn Sullivan looked like he was going to be kicking for a little bit of time. Now, instead, Bryce seems just giving it to Richard Kahui. Now, Kyle Godwin's gone down. And also, Rico Ioane, man of the match. There's Timothy there. Now, pass back across. It's going to be Greg Holmes. It was a good shot on his ribcage. And I'll say you will be amazed at what you can buy out of the vending machine in the bathroom in Vegas. So there's Katie Dixon. See, that's the thing. I went to the Melbourne casino, and that was huge. And they're random. You always have people coming up to you trying to give you a free coffee and whatnot. Like if you sign up to the membership experience or something, and you think about it, and you're like, geez, some money being thrown around here. You see everyone I noticed the tactic for the older ladies was, I believe, the harder you smack the machine, the more it pays out. So there was one lady, she was just bloody bang on the button. She was not going easy on it. And I think she was having some success as well. So I think it is all about how hard you smack the button. And also, yeah, it was a lot of bright lights. That's my story. And you can buy Nike baseball shoes, iPads, you name it, in the bathroom. That hygienic? And to be honest, Oompa Loompas give me the creeps. Leading an early free kick for the Blues now once again. That seems to be a common occurrence, as one Paddy has accidentally found his laughing gas, and he has well and truly gone for it at different lengths. The thing that's impressive about that, Paddy, is every time you've finished your haha with an A, which is tricky to do. And also, Hamish watched these two movies starring Gene Wilder, also Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. And they'll have you in fits. I have to give them a look. Young Frankenstein, is that like a comedy version of Frankenstein type thing? And also, guess. This is Paddy. That's another penalty to the Blues. I feel bad for the Western Force because it's just not quite working out. And also, that Paddy Bro got punched right in his giggle. His giggle dick. I haven't heard anyone say that before. It's a new one. And yeah, Paddy is now laughing at that word. So Marcel Renata, he will be making his way out onto the field now. Ricky Riccatelli out there for Kurt Eklund. And also Carl Tuanuki-Afi making his way out there for Alpha Tawangafasi. I went to Sky's Casino last year and wanted to put $2 in a machine, but there were no coin slots. Shows how long since I've been inside a casino. Well, no money on them or no money for them. And yeah, see, that's the thing. I really wanted to play blackjack in Melbourne, but for some reason, I got there and we were there ready to go, and I just chickened out. I did a slots machine. The first slots machine I sat down at, paid out straight away, and I was like, okay, this is weird, isn't it? And another try. Will Ann score? AJ score another try, I think that is. Maybe. And also we've got the comical take on Frankenstein, absolutely hilarious. And also we've got that hard, and that from Paddy Wagon. And also we have got there, my dad dropped 5,000 on Reno a few years back. Reno. Is that like a game mode type thing? Roulette. Oh, is that roulette? Roulette is better than blackjack. I mean, it is to an extent, but I prefer blackjack just because I know a little bit of what I'm doing. Sounds weird because I'm 22, but I played it a lot, not at casinos, just on either GTA, which is at a casino, but not the same thing as real life. And also we used to play it as the preferred card game. Reno is Outer Vegas or Other Vegas. Renovation. No, Reno. Is that full name? Reno? Or is there a shortened term? Oh, he's going. Leleoase, he's going to be knocked to the side. And now Finley Christie has to chase after it. Loose ball. Tuivasa cleans up and kicks it downfield. He didn't get a huge amount of meterage on that one, but now the pressure will be on for the Blues. Western Force are still in this game. If they score now, they will actually not be too far behind Reno, Nevada, lesser Las Vegas. And there says Fleshin. And also, Paddy is still laughing very much so in Reno, Nevada. I realize my geography is really bad. Like, I have no idea where everything is, which is not good, but I could name you the flag. And Paddy's Joker brain kicked in there as well. He's probably painting his face as we speak while he is having some fun watching the rugby, having a bit of a giggle. Who doesn't love a bit of a giggle, though? I feel like a bit of a giggle can go a long way. You know, that sounded deep. Currently, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out that link that I did just put. It is to the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, and we have got our previews that go up for these videos, and they are going to be on there. That is going to be now the penalty to the Blues once again. It's so hurtful for them at the moment. Andrew Reddy is not a happy man because they just can't get a break in this game. And Mohas from there, Joker, and there as and Paddy, you hyper mate. There's Amelia. I think he might have found maybe something of some sort. And fun with flags, Hamish. And fun with flags, Hamish, is that vexillology. Not sure what it's called, but I just know like 200 flags for some reason. And he's in Australia group tomorrow, Hamish. There's Aiden. I believe Australia, they are in I think they've got Mexico, Canada, I want to say. New Zealand, they're in the pool of death. They've got Fiji, Great Britain, Fiji, USA, England, and then also themselves. Ollie Kell, another run forward, but the Blues are doing well to defend this. And also we have got there, are you going to give us an update of the game? All the comments in there. There's Matamana at the moment. We were just waiting for that scrum feed to take place, so that is why it was taking a little bit longer. But now Kyle Godwin in the back line. The penalties are just ramping up against the Western Force. And going into the last quarter, 20 minutes, still zero. Yes, zero score on the second half. Just crazy to think that no one has been able to get themselves over the try line. Oh, nice backline movement here. Jeremy Thrush, the big man, sells a couple dummies now. Ball on the inside to Manasa Matieli. They are still trying to find their way through this defensive line. Wait, did the Blues score earlier on? Or did they miss out? Now good run forward from Strawn. Almost breaking through the tackle of Luke Romano. The pop pass up. It's a little bit loose. They've got the advantage now. Now Callan still trying to go through. They just can't get there at the moment. The Western Force in the second half. What about Russia? And it says, I don't know, my brother can recognize every country's flag in the world. He's a little nerd in there. Or he's my little nerd, says Amelia. Oh, a bit of a spin there down the wing. It's going to be the big man, Tim Anstey. And also, have you left New Zealand? I have indeed. I've been to Australia a few times and also Indonesia a little while ago. And now it is Rejan Pasatoa. So this one going to be wrestled down by Akira Ioane. I think if the Blues score next, that is pretty much game over. And yeah, that is true. If they can get themselves one more, would be huge for them. And now our back finds Leliawasa trying to step their way back across. It is going to be now Tom Robinson. This is 12 phases in a row that they just don't seem like they're going to be able to go through too far. But Kyle Godwin, great attack and run. Finley Christie almost able to turn that ball over. Now wide pass from finds Leliawasa. Ball on the inside to Kane Kateka. He's only 5 meters out. Oh, he's just thrown the ball forward. And he's going back for the penalty. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Says Paddy there. And in the second half, says MH Joy. But currently the score 22 points to 8. In this game, both sides been trying extremely hard. If the Western Force score now and convert, they could take it to golden point perhaps in the later stages. But now they have decided to take the quick tap. It looks like Kane Koteka has stayed down. So it's a risky one to take the quick tap when you are playing with one less man on the field rather than trying to make sure that he is going to be all right. And then continue now. Andrew Reddy 5 meters out from the line for the Western Force. Finds Leleawasa, goes short side off to Kyle Godwin. Santiago Medrano back out on the field after getting replaced by Greg Holmes for that yellow card. Now finds Leliawasa looking to the short side. They've got another advantage here, the Western Force. The discipline of the ball, the Blues, starting to fall apart. Now bouncing around the side, I believe it was once again going to be Tim Anstey. Now flat ball off to Andrew Reddy, meter from the line. If Kane Kateka's back up on his feet, he would be a perfect option out on the wing to go to here. Jeremy Thrush, he's going to be held up, put on his back. He's got the ball down, and Jeremy Thrush scores it. And the Western Force, they are back into this contest now. And now we go like this, and big Jeremy Thrush Might have been able to score. I think they want to go upstairs here. He looks very different without the beard, though, Jeremy Thrush, but maybe losing a little bit of that extra weight from the beard. And now he's been able to go in to score himself a try for the Western Force. I've been in the UK, or to the UK, France, who are total a-holes in states, Canada and Rarotonga. And there, good morning, says Jack. And there, good morning. It is currently 1:35 here in New Zealand, so it is a nice early morning start for us, I guess you could say. Currently, as we do sit in Western Force coming back, they certainly are. This game is long from over, ladies and gentlemen. If they get themselves another try soon, we'll be right into this game, but currently sitting on 13 points. A kick to come, Jeremy Thrush's second try of 2022, getting some electrolytes. Oh no, Greg Holmes has dropped that ball. In fact, it was Santiago Medrano. I've had a nap in there as well, and also afternoon, says Betty, but now Kyle Godwin lining up this kick. Bailey Quenzel. 1 from 2 tonight. 50% accuracy. And also over there you go, Western Force, says Jack there as well. Wait, so now you're going Western Force. I know at the start you were saying Blues are going to win the whole competition. Now you switch into the Western Force. Interesting. Now, Kyle Godwin. Oh, sorry, not Kyle Godwin. I keep on saying Godwin, but it is Quenzel. Strikes it. He misses. That is huge for the game because now it does mean that they are going to need a converted try and something. I was like, good night, Katie. Into there as well, says Jack. I think it's actually morning where Katie is. And also 13. And there as well, says Jack. But currently, Kane Koteka got some strapping on the knee, and now he is going off the field for the rest of this matchup. So a shame that he has been injured, but his side are back in this game. And yes, and there says Arthur, that one is going to be knocked on by the Blues. And now the advantage goes away to the Western Force. But he has but low there. Now it is Masi Baku who has gone out onto the field. That is for Kane Koteka. Oh, it's dropped by Zahn. Couple late mistakes starting to form here for the Blues. I'll tell you what, they're starting to feel a little bit of the pressure. Leon McDonald, he will be throwing things all around the coach's box currently, including some of the other coaches, depending on how the end of this game goes. For them, and also we have got the Amish finally score. Maybe say that Western Force is doing better in this half, stuffing off Blues attacks. And now score a try, says Emmett Short. I would say they have looked like the better side of the second half. The Blues had all the pressure in the first 10 minutes, but from there, it's kind of what changed. Oh, dang, I looked away from his game for 2 seconds. What did Jack say now? And there, as I says, Katie Dixon, he wished you good morning. Oh, no, good night, I think it was. Yeah, good night. And now currently 75% possession in favour of the Force for the second half, 76% territory. So they've certainly done very nicely. Well, this one, I've only been to Aussie and Fiji. My husband has been to France and I think Belgium, plus the Netherlands where he is from. And he's been to Fiji too. And also Creepy made a family show. And it says David the Mod, and that is going to be... Okay, the scrum feed now for the Western Force. I was confused at what the gesture was from Angus Gardner, but it was saying that there was too much scrummaging, screaming, not screaming. You're allowed to scream in a scrum, I would think. But too much wheeling going on. Currently, 2 new front rows other than... By the looks of it, Santiago Medrano is now getting taken off the field. So it's just Tom Robinson as the one man who is left standing for the Western Force front row. Looks like there is another injury possibly lurking around. It was an unfortunate time yawn, wasn't it? Currently, they have gone down in the front row. Mark D'Elia currently running the drinks. He was actually supposed to be playing at number 23, so I'm not too sure what's happened there for the Blues that they did have to make that change. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Greg Holmes, he is coming out onto the field, and that is for Santiago Medrano now. Not the first time that Holmes has made his way out onto the park, as he was out there for the yellow card from Medrano earlier on. Now, it is Manasa Mateli out on one wing, marking up with AJ Lamb. That's been a good battle today between those two, but they will need to score twice if they do want a chance of winning this game, the Western Force, up against this Blues side. Roger Tovasa, Sheikh Zahn Sullivan. Too many will be key for them in the later stages of this matchup. Finds Leleoasa. Feeding that ball in for the Force. They've been able to hang on to it pretty nicely. Or have they? It's a massive push from the Blues, but the ball bounces out. And it's now in the hands of Masebaka. Now passing it back on the inside off to Kyle Godwin. Him and Bailey Quenzel have been pretty busy throughout this game in the midfield combo. Now Greg Holmes, short ball off to the big man, Jeremy Thrush. Penalty. Penalty. Reverse penalty. Might be reversed again. What's going on? Right. Whistle for the Force. So he went like this, then whistle for the Blues, then he went like this, then Akira Ioane did a bit of push and shove, and now the Blues have got the penalty, I believe. Okay. Okay. So the initial penalty was going the way of the Western Force. Then Andrew Reddy came flying in and smashed into him, which is why it did end up getting reversed. And Akira Ioane gets up and gives him a push and a shove and a 9-point gap. Western Force still have 13 minutes to close the gap. And I do see that you sent me a link, David. I will check what that link is. Dun, dun, dun. One moment. We will go here. Don't switch. Is it this one? No, it was in the Kiwi Lads one, I believe. He's an interesting looking fellow. He looks like he's pretty cool, though. I have got a shirt similar to that I don't normally wear on live streams. And now going back, Andrew Reddy, the ball is back on the side of the Western Force, and they have got themselves another penalty advantage. Now finds Leliawasa. Loose ball going backwards, and it is going back for the penalty to the Western Force. Also, we have got there, go Western Force, go. A win shall be a big upset for Tabletop and Blues. Certainly would be that one. Oh, Bowden Barrett has kept that one in the field of play by the looks of it. I don't think they're going to check it either, so brilliantly done from Bowden Barrett. And now the Western Force do have to take it quickly from inside of their own half. Finds Leleoasa going back across now, looking like he's going to pop past it on the inside to Jake Strom. Uses some of his space, but runs straight at Karl Tuanukiafi. Now finds Leleoasa, Pasatoa, off to Manasa Mateli. Still hanging on to it and waiting for it. At the back of this breakdown, Leleoasa, he's been looking pretty good since he came on the field. Isaac Rodder now passing it back. That ball has been dropped by Ollie Callan. And now it is going to be going back for the scrum feed. They're saying a Blues feed into the scrum. Tom Robinson, he won't be too happy with that one. That is brilliantly done by Bowden Barrett to somehow keep that ball in the field of play. Just perfectly timed it. Has anyone seen Jay Hayes around? Says David Lamont, not too recently. I think he has been on other channels, though, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I haven't actually seen him too recently on this one, unfortunately. I'm hoping he as well. That's the thing. When you don't see someone for a little while, I always first thing I think hope they're all right. Because, it seems weird to go from always being there to not being there all of a sudden. But currently now, Akira Ioane. And also we have got to have, I haven't seen a lot of people for a bit. And there says Katie Dixon. Yeah, there are a few familiar faces that we have been missing recently. But yeah, hopefully they're all right. Steve Smith, he's one that was here pretty much every live stream and now all of a sudden has vanished for the past about 5 months. So yeah, I hope he is all right. And I hope he has just been busy or maybe he decided he didn't like us anymore. I prefer one of the last two rather than the first one in terms of if there was anything that has happened. No, but now it is going to be there like me. And there says Betty Wagon. Now that one has gone down on the front row. Once again, it will be a Blues penalty that they have been able to get for themselves, but it has been a dominant scrum for the Blues throughout this matchup. Scrum penalty 6 in favour of the Blues, 1 against the Blues. Another big yawn for myself. We're currently now sitting about 25 metres out from the line. Sounds like number 4 is going to be making his way off the field. And I believe in this situation, it will be Luke Romano, who is going up in just a bit of humour in there as well. Says David the Mod, and also we have got there, maybe here, but my brain isn't, says Betty Wagon, and also we have got there, Blues need more discipline than giving away penalties. And also Putin is so frustrated. And there says Clayton as well. But now Ricky Riccatelli throws it in. So I see Adrian Cho has made his way out there. That ball's going to set up nicely for Finley Christie. Finds the offload off to Dalton Papali'i. And mental health is important these days. It certainly is. Now, Finley Christie back to Ricky Riccatelli. Almost dropped that ball, but just hangs onto it now, firing the wide pass back. It's going to be It looks like Akira Ioane, but it is Taniela Talia there. And also, have the Blues peaked this season, says William. It's a great question because they did start this match. I mean, it was a little bit rough, but then they came back, scored 22 unanswered points. But from there, it just doesn't seem like they've quite been able to find that momentum. And also, my brain abandoned me years ago, says David the Mod. Nicely run for by Adrian Choate. Now Finley Christie looking to the short side, off into the hands of Derry, who has already scored one try throughout this game. Would love to be able to seal the deal and get himself another one now. Taniela Talia. I'd love to see Dalton Pavali. Here's my prediction for who scores for the Blues if they do get over the try line now. Christie back across to Ricky Riccatelli, and Dalton Pavali way out on the wing now. No, it's dropped, and it's going to be the knock-on advantage now for the Western Force. Finds Leleoase. He puts up the box kick. They're going back for the initial scrum. And also never had one. And there as well says Betty, but now the scrum feed in favour of the Western Force, currently sitting 71 and a half minutes through this game. It looks like it's Zahn Sullivan upside down there. He is just stretching out the calves. It's been a hard game of rugby for them. It's been quite a long one as well due to the TMO. We saw a very long match between the Reds and the Chiefs, an extra 7 minutes played in that first half. And this game, who knows, maybe we've only got around that 7 or 8 minutes left, but it's going to have to be a big push from the Blues. They have won 6 penalties at scrum time. My back just cracked. That was unfortunate. They're currently 72 minutes through this match. And finds Leleoasa. The thing is, they need to try before about 76 minutes, I would say, or some form of points before 76. And if they hadn't given away that reverse penalty, they could have actually had that already for the earlier stages. Now it's going to be Kyle Godwin puts the boot up high off the left. It looks like it might be finding close to the touchline, but instead Zahn Sullivan now return and fire with the kick, going for just a bit of territory rather than looking for the 50-22. Now finds the Leleoasa running his way for 9 minutes to go. Blues are giving away another penalty. And there as well now Isaiah Rodder goes back to Pasatoa. Kyle Godwin, ball on the outside, Kuenzel. Nice pass to Kahui. And your back did crack. And there as well says Betty Wagon. It did indeed. Just a little one of those. And now brilliant kick. Almost finding the 50-22. But now Byron Barra has to try and run this one back out for the Blues. And he will be kicking it for the touchline with the spiral kick. Taken nicely on the halfway line. They don't want to take it quickly though. I think they're safe. They're just farting around now. Here's Katie Dixon. I guess that's a good way of putting it. And a reverse penalty is real bad. Ill-disciplined rugby. Yeah, it is. And if they didn't do it, they would have had the 3 points, I would think, and then they would have been only 6 points behind at this point in time. Lineouts won and stolen. They've had 5 stolen for the Western Force, so the set play has really been struggling for them, or the set piece in the scrum and the lineout, and also perhaps it's frustrations of being unable to score. Yeah, that is a big possibility. Now finds the Leleoasa. Passes the ball back beautifully to Pasatoa. He doesn't find the offload, though. Straight in the breakdown for the Blues. And they'll be looking for any chance to try and get a couple more points on the ball. Coenzo, beautiful offload to Strawn. They've missed the tackle on him. Puts the chip in mind. That is a penalty. And that's got to be up against Taniela Talia for that one. But now it's going to be a counter from Bowden Barrett. Kicks it downfield. And also a determined defence by the Western Force. They haven't actually looked at that penalty side. And also ugly under. And there's worst behaviour. And now waiting for it. It's going to be back across. Finds a Leleoasa. Still 43 metres out. Come on the Force. Close the gap. And there as well. Now it finds the Leleoasa. It's just waiting for this ball to be recycled. They've got 5 minutes left here. See, I thought Taniela Talia, not only did he get in the way of the play, but he almost looked like he dropped a shoulder in the process. Now Callan, they've got another penalty advantage. Wide pass from Strawn. Now out into the hands of the big man down the wing. He somehow keeps it in the field of play. Papali jumps on it. And that is going back for the penalty now. Now, the thing is, Kuenzel missed the last kick. Or he missed one of the kicks earlier on. So, for me, you got to go for the corner. They're kicking for the corner, by the looks of it. Who's the skipper? I think it's Kyle Godwin. Right, they're kicking for the corner. They need to make sure this one finds touch. Oh, they're marching forward a lot further than the penalty was. Or when I thought it was. Oh, Zahn Sullivan got him pretty good. By the one, I actually thought it was Taniela Talia. Oh, they've actually gone up to that penalty. for being marginally late, I think. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, Finley Christie getting taken off the field. That'll be for Taufa Funaki. Only another 4.5 minutes, and it's actually going to be finds Liliawasa going off the field now, and that will be Ian Pryor making his way out there. I'm hungry for a steak and cheese pie now. I was talking about pies with someone only about 2 days ago, and it just made me really want a pie. We need to do like a pie taste test, just as an excuse to eat a whole heap of pies, I think, at some stage. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you like pies, subscribe to the channel. It's a complete like cohesion between the two. Now going in, taken nicely, ball thrown back. Ollie Callan drops the head. In fact, that was Tim Anstey. Now Pryor goes across to big Jeremy Thrush, trying to spin over the line here. This game could be very similar to the last one, possibly with it being extremely close. Right to the final moment, it's a try for the Western Force. And they have now gone over. It is Bo Abra, and he's gone abracadabra, have a try. Whoa, I didn't realize I can press that button. I just found a new button from clicking too quick. But the Western Force, they've been able to get themselves another try, and it's Bo Abra who has been able to score it in the 77th. Very similar to what we saw in the last game, how it did come right down to the wire between the Reds and the Chiefs. This game looks like it's going to be no different. And also, not you. And they had nice says worst behaviour. And also, we were there, no try second half. So here's a rugby for life. And yeah, some unanswered points going the way of the Western Force currently, and Force Hungry and IMG. Yo, and also one of 2 centers watching. Biden has nails that one, has hit the post and come back out. So they cannot take a 3-pointer to get them the win. They do need to get themselves a try. And also, I've almost bought a pie yesterday. They had just left, but I had just left the gym. Says David. See, I feel like just a steak pie, a good steak pie would be pretty nice to justify their top in position. And they have Fiji Sevens in Perth. And there says Jag, but they couldn't believe that kick missing, I should say. They won, but now 3 minutes left in this game. 18 points to the Force, 22 to the Blues. The Force have been so close so many times this season. Blues hanging on, and who's the kicker? It is Bailey Quenzel, who has missed that one, and also taking kidney pie. And he says, Jake, says Jack, I haven't actually tried a steak and kidney pie or anything with kidney in it. And I read that as I bought a pie yesterday and left it at the gym, says Katie. And can the Perth. And there says Jack, but currently now it's going to be kicked high for the kickoff of the Blues. The momentum shift in this match has been drastic. Now Richard Cowie running forward, still 3 minutes left, so they have got time. You're walking a gym, and there's a pie just chilling on a bench press, and best pie steak, bacon, and cheese. See, I don't think they sell steak, bacon, and cheese here. And also, I'm very hungry for a female pie, says Low Starts. That one is going to be the penalty of the Western Force once again. Liver pie, and do the unthinkable. And there, they do the F. So here's Paddy Wagon. Yeah, we've only got steak and cheese or plain steak. And also we've got there go, man. And then our Richard Kahui kicks it for the touchline. If the Western Force win this game, they will still be in 8th, but they will help themselves build a little bit more of a gap between them and the Rebels. So if they win this game, they will have a 7-point buffer over the Rebels. And the Force could do something now. And you're never going to get one with your misogyny. Sorry. And also we've got there 3 minutes. Western Force need a try to win. Whoa, that man just got crushed. Ollie Callan did extremely well to be able to stop his teammate from falling hard. Froze. And there's Kawasi. And now Ian Pryor's got that one available. Offloads it back to Pasatoa. And now still waiting for it. It's going to be a big push there. And Blues hang on. And also we've got that. I remember Jacob in there. I think he's been here in the past. And also that sort of with that. Yeah, he's been here for a few. And got that kid sucks. And there's Katie Dixon. But now currently it is going to be still available. Gobble. And there's Jack. The chat has gone rogue for the last couple of minutes of this match. Now Pryor passes it back once again. Wide cut out pass. Now step nicely to Manstey. I'd have to argue that was high, and it was indeed. And now it is still going to be available for the Western Force. I believe the pass round for Bo Abra. Now passed off. Kyle Godwin goes through. Kyle Godwin, in fact, it's Bailey Coenzel. Beautiful pass off into the hands of Mussy Barker. Tried to find the offload back. It's gone backwards indeed. Now Kyle Godwin going back across the back line for the Western Force. Oh, it's dropped into touch. And that's the chance. It is now going to be gone unfortunately for the Western Force, he's actually made a loneliness that he wonders why. And then, because I'm funny, and there it says Paddy Wagon. And also Force can keep the ball, though they've put it into touch. They do need to win this line out against the feed now to be able to go on and get themselves the win. Richard Carr, he's just a bit disappointed for that one. He knows that there was a good chance the advantage was just over Ricky Riccatelli. With 13 seconds left, we may see a game split by only 4 points here. Where are they going? It's gone into Sam Derry. It's not straight. 2 seconds left. The Western Force still have one last attacking opportunity for themselves. Right, what do? Scrum or line out here? The scrum has been struggling. The line out has been struggling. I would say just a little bit more. And also, I want to Force to get a try. And they've been working hard throughout this game, and they have been getting quite a few in a row at this point in time. What do they decide? And also, we have the double kill. And I don't think JK would get some good sleep. And then Ashbro Punjab Kings take on Lucknow. Super Giants up next in the APL game shortly, says Michelle there as well. Right, what are they deciding? Oh, they've taken the line out. This is going to be tricky for them. And also, we have got their try means a win. Certainly would. It's going to be interesting. See how it does end up going. Down to the back. It's taken nicely by Tim Anstey, and the rolling maul begins. Western Force hasn't given up. They certainly haven't. Then it's not. And I'm in trolling mode. Oh boy. And they're still waiting for it. Pryor's looking for it at the back. They have been told to use it once. They're going to have to use it. The last thing they want is to have their ball stuck in there. Pasatoa sold as if he was going to be kicking. Pasatoa goes with the step 2 meters out from the line. In fact, sorry, I'm getting too ahead of myself. It is sitting about 10 meters out from the line. The Western Force, they are still fighting back. They look like a little knock on, or was close to one on the breakdown. But now that is a knock on. And that will now be the end. Penalty to the Western Force for offside. And that will change it up. Right, they cannot take the 3. This is getting good. It certainly is. The Western Force trying to take down the mighty Blues, who are sitting in first. Only one game they have lost. And now Richard Kahui is going to have the line-out opportunity to kick this one for touch. Boy, this is going to be close. Could we have an upset? We possibly could. The Western Force were $28 underdogs at a point in this game. The Blues have not scored a point since the 40th minute, or in fact a little bit prior to that. And now the Western Force crowd, the locals at HBF Park, are getting right in behind their side. Andrew Reddy getting ready to throw this ball in. Taken nicely to Manstey. That is brilliantly set. The Blues have to try and defend it. If it's a penalty advantage, they could get themselves in trouble with maybe a card. Trying to sack it possibly for the Blues. All joining in. It's gone down. It's available at the back. Pryor now trying to ask for more people on his left-hand side. I believe in the end they'll try and isolate Bowden Barrett's defence. Caleb Clark trying to get straight on that ball. Is unable to do so. He gets a line out for the possible try. And then now only a few minutes out, Ollie Kalen, Hamish Bro, penalty given how much points it will get. It will only be the 3, which is why they do have to go for the try opportunity here. Pryor sitting 5 meters out, straight out in front of the post. It's a counter rack from the Blues now. And they actually crushed the halfback a little bit there. But he is back to his feet. Tim Anstey up to 5 bases in a row. Now Pryor goes away to the right-hand side. Ollie Kellen takes the tackle from Adrian Choate. Still waiting for the final moment. Around the side, Andrew Reddy, gets closer. 4 meters out. Get your flamethrower, Bodie, says Katie Dixon. Waiting for it, Pryor. Now, does he have it? It's stuck in there if he can't get the ball out. No, he does just manage to creep it. Now, Jeremy Thrush, another carry. We're up to 9 phases in a row here. The Western Force up against the Blues. This is going to be a big moment for them. Greg Holmes, the experienced veteran, still hanging on to it. Now around the side, it will be once again the number 16, Andrew Reddy. Pryor back across to Callan. Now looks like the back line was about to open up. Manasa Martelli wants it out on the wing. He feels he can back himself to go straight over the top of AJ Lamb. It's whether or not they give him the opportunity, though. Andrew Reddy, another carry. Up to 13 phases. We're up to 84 minutes throughout this fixture. Ian Pryor off to Isaac Rodder. The defense from the Blues has been solid. Now Adrian Choate trying to get the turnover, unable to do so. Pryor now going back across to Ollie Callan. The Blues are just not breaking. At the moment, they seem like they want to keep themselves at number 1, and they certainly will at the end of this round if they can get themselves a win over the Western Force. Still waiting for this one. Around this side, they've gone to the short side. The Blues, they are still defending OMG and neutral, and my heart is pounding, still waiting. Now, Bo Abra, the man who scored the last try, they got the Western Force just a little bit closer to being back into this game. Now, Richard Kahui still hanging on to it. Pryor passes it back across. Pasatoa. The backline movement starts. Kyle Godwin, ball on the outside to Manasa Matali. The Blues try and force him into touch. They are unable to do so. And Finley Christie unable to get themselves a turnover. And same says Katie Dixon. And Blues must do a surprise counter-attack. And there, now going back, Jeremy Thrush, 5 minutes. This game's been going 85. Now Bailey Quinzel almost going through, but Carl Tuanukiafi able to stop him. Pasatoa now sells the dummy. Goes himself. They're up to 24 phases now for the Western Force. And will this be the final moment that they need? Going back across Ollie Callan. And I bet you are terrible. And this is, it was Novmum. Still waiting for the ball. Physical game. Through last minutes, definitely to save the game. That is true. It's still going to be available around the side now. Getting closer for Timansti. This could be a monumental win for them, but the Blues, I believe, have been able to turn this ball over. Yes, they do. And now all they've got to do is kick this ball into touch. Zahn Sullivan does so. And that's the game. The Blues will win it by 4, but what a game we had between the two sides. 2 close games of rugby here. The Chiefs up against the Reds, and this game between the Blues and the Force there as well. But last 26 phases, and they just weren't quite able to get over the line. They get the bonus point, but that won't really concern them. They wanted to win here. And Blues says Sweet has an awesome. And there says Jack. And Blues has no point in the second half. That is very true. And it was certainly a fight for that second half of this game. But it was an entertaining one. It was certainly entertaining, that is for sure. But what I will quickly do is I have been informed that there is someone who would quite enjoy having a bit of a chat about this game. So we'll go like this. We'll go like this. And also, I think too much. Old school RuneScape got to me. And awesome congrats. And holy moly, Owen Blues escaped by the skin of their teeth. Exactly right. Like, it could have easily gone the way of the Western Force there. A couple missed kicks. And feel like I have done a set of burpees. Ed Smith in there as well. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's currently muggy here in where I live. So it's kind of, it feels weird. It's almost hot, but it's not hot at the same time. But that one had the nerves going a little bit. I agree, Hamish, an enjoyable game, says MH Joy. And also, we both happy, says Jack, for that one. But now we will go like this. And the game is finished. 22 points for the Blues and 18 for the Western Force. I will quickly add that to my scoreboard so that we have got it all written down. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we have got plenty more Super Rugby coming. We've got 3 games that are taking place tomorrow, which should all be very exciting ones. And we will be back for the first of which is the Fijian draw up against the Highlanders. But we're going to do a quick little post-match interview / post-match chat at the moment here in a very short moment. But what I will quickly do as well, for anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, as we have got plenty more videos coming up on that channel in the near future, including our review of, or our preview of this game. And another good call, bro, says Dave, appreciate you, mate. And what a second half, and congratulations. Nice, narrow winning margin and an enjoyable game. And thank you, Hamish, says mate, join another good call, bro. And it's only 4 degrees. Thank you for the stream, Hamish. And yeah, and also it was definitely for the Force. I was definitely for the Force, but they lost it due to the resilience from the Blues. And another awesome commentary. And it's only 4 degrees, says Betty. But yeah, it was very tough for both of those sides, because both just wanted to be able to find their way over the try line one last time. The Blues, they'll be slightly disappointed with the fact that they weren't able to get over the line in that second half. But the Blues, they hold on, and someone who I know is quite an avid Blues supporter is my guest. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you will know him, some of you may not, but this man loves the Blues. He's got more than one Blues kit, including the one that he's wearing. And he is about to pop in, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rugby Itch. Here we go. Welcome in, mate.
How are you doing?
All good, all good. Well, thank you. What do you think of those final moments? How far up was your heart? Was it in the throat at the very end of that game?
I was going so much right now. That was unbelievable. Like we went to the 86th minute, and I was like, I think it was in the 82nd minute. Like there was an opportunity. Well, there was a moment where the referee was about to give the game was about to be over, but then I think it was one of the side referees saying, "No, it's a penalty." I'm like, what? What's
Mm,
happening? So
mm.
hey, look, the Blues got the job done at the end of the day. They held on and they survived. That's the main thing. They got the 4 points, which is exactly what the Blues needed. But wow, hey, fair play to the Western Force. They were incredible, really, within the second half.
Yeah, their second half, they just found another gear, didn't they? And the Blues, what do you think was the one thing that really stopped them from building their momentum in the second half?
Oh, it definitely has to be the errors. Like there were so many handling errors, I'd say, within the second half. Like even Bowden Barrett was actually, to be honest, particularly off within the second half. Like because like there were moments where like whenever they had possession, they didn't have a lot of possession, by the way, but it was just wasn't the best. I mean, even from the lineout standpoint, I mean the Western Force like won like what 3 lineouts in a row. It was just unbelievable. But yeah, it's unbelievable. But yeah. My heart was going, but yeah, great game overall.
It was indeed. And now we've got 3 more games tomorrow as the next one. And who's this new guest comes up? It's from Vishal. This is Rugby Itch, ladies and gentlemen. We have done quite a few collaborations in the past when it comes to the rugby side of things, predicting the All Blacks lineups. Probably the one that we're most well known for. And not too far away either, is it?
No, we do pretty well, I'd say, from those predictions. I mean, I think you got the better of me the last time. But going into the internationals, obviously, because I believe, we'll hopefully do prediction thing, obviously, for the Ireland series, obviously, when Ireland come to New Zealand to obviously play. So yeah, we'll definitely do a prediction video for that for the All Blacks. But overall, just what a game, what a game. I mean, what did you think about it, by the way?
I mean, the Blues, they looked asleep for that first kind of 5 or 10 minutes. It just seemed like something that had slightly gone wrong, but then they found that momentum, and then whatever happened at halftime, I don't know what happened there, but it just plummeted, really, didn't it? But Akira Ioane doing nicely in this game back.
I was so happy to see him back. I mean, he's one of like the main players, which I mean, people don't realize that how big of an impact Akira has on that loose forward pack. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dalton Papali'i has been outstanding. He's probably been the best loose forward, I'd say, in this competition, hands down. But when Akira's in that side as well with Dalton, it just makes them all a lot better. But hey, I mean, yeah, fair play to Akira. Obviously happy for him. But too many plies halftime. That's a good comment. I like that. But gosh, well, yeah, what a game! I was over the moon. But I mean, what did you think about Akira's performance?
I thought he did very well. Like, it didn't look like he had been away for so long, and I think it's the same with Jack Goodhue for the Crusaders last week. It was like he hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah. He's literally still the same player that we expected.
Exactly.
And hopefully,
you feel like he's just gone out for a game. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only been missing for like a week of rest, and then they're back, and they are ready to go. But that game between Fiji and Highlanders tomorrow in Fiji should be a cracking one.
That's great. That'll be a great game. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do a live stream for that because I'll be busy during the period. But I'll definitely try to watch the game because I'm unfortunately busy. But hey, I mean, first game in Fiji for the Fiji Dura, that's going to be incredible. I mean, the atmosphere should be, great, really. So yeah, hopefully Fiji Dura can get the job done. But at the same time, I kind of feel bad for the Highlanders just for what their season at the moment. So I don't know. I don't really have someone I'm cheering for, but I mean, look, I want the Fiji Dura to win, so I guess I have to go for them. But should be a good game. Should be a very good game.
All righty. So as for that question from Vishal, do you want to explain to everyone which kits you have got, which years they are? Because I know that currently you're wearing that 2022 home kit.
Yeah, of course. So this, I can stand it just like this is like the actual this is the most recent kit, and actually the kit that they're wearing, the away kit that they're wearing actually like today. This was I believe last year's home kit, if I'm not mistaken, and this as well was the last year's home kit for the Force. So yeah, I've got the older versions for these two, but hey, when it comes to the Blues, I have to get like the the most recent because they are my side. But yeah, I mean, even within my background, if you guys check out my channel, obviously within my live streams, I normally hang up all of the rugby shirts from the from the teams that obviously I'm commentating. So yeah, it's just a passion of mine, really, that kind of collecting shirts.
Whereas on my side of things, I put Jordan on.
Exactly, the green screen. Hey, it works both ways, mate. It works both ways.
Yeah. Just a massive George, and that's probably the face that a lot of Western Force players and also their team were making at the very end when they lost that ball in the breakdown.
What? How did we lose it?
Very sad. Hey, that's a me. Sound like Mario for a second. This is a me, a Hamish over there. But now we have got that go. I'm tired and miss from old school RuneScape, that old school RuneScape, and making too many jokes. And Charles, and good collection, bro. Says of a show there as well. But nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of this live stream. Appreciate you guys all being here throughout the live stream, and hope you guys are excited for the games of Super Rugby tomorrow. We will be covering them all on the channel. Be sure to check out Rugby Itch as well. It was right over there. In fact, if you put your face right next to mine, you might be able to make up the other side of my head. A little bit more, a little bit more.
Bit
more. There you go.
Inside you.
That's a sentence. There we go. And also, Force Keith. There we go. Be sure to check out his channel as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you all